Hello and welcome back to New York Mets baseball. My name is James E. Heenan. I'm the manager and GM of the team. On our last stream, we had a bit of a decline. So we had some rough baseball that went down. We faced the Philadelphia Phillies in a spot where we were 6.5 games ahead of them in the division. They took 3 out of 4 from us at Citizens Bank Park. So it was a little bit of a rough series. We lost the first game in a really tough extra inning situation that is kind of regrettable, but we just didn't swing the bats very well. They pitched very well versus us. The next game, they just completely destroyed our pitching. They were able to push 21 runs across the plate, so not much we could do there. We did salvage a game in the fourth game. Max Scherzer had a nice effort in that one, and we were able to get some dingers going. So we did salvage one game. We then faced the best team in baseball. That was the Boston Red Sox. They came into Citi Field for a 3-game series. We took the first game, but then lost the last two. In fact, the stream finished off yesterday with a game versus Boston that featured Clayton Kershaw on the mound, and he went ahead and tossed an 11 strikeout complete game shutout versus us. So it's a little bit rough. This has resulted in our spot on the power rankings sort of dropping a little bit currently. So we just had a report that came in today on the 31st of August, which is where we sit, and we are now 8th in the power rankings. If we go back to the last time we got a power rankings report, that was the 24th of August. We were second, and if you go back the time before that, we were actually first in the power rankings. So this stretch of baseball has dropped us down that list pretty significantly. On the bright side, though, we do remain in first place, 4.5 games ahead of ahead of the Phillies. So we still do have that lead, which makes this series we're about to play with them massive. They're coming in here to Citi Field for 3. It'll be the last day of August and the first 2 days of September. Luckily, we've got that off day coming up right after the series, so we'll be able to hopefully rest up the bullpen and then face some teams that should be a little bit easier on us. The Miami Marlins are sitting in last place in the division, and the Washington Nationals are a sub-500 team. So once we get through this Phillies series, hopefully that'll be a little bit easier for the team to handle. Also, we've got the 1st of September coming up, so we can expand the rosters a little bit. We're probably going to add a couple of arms out of our AAA squad, and probably a couple of bats as well. So that's something we've got to look forward to after we play this first game. Now, it looks like, I was just taking a look before we came on stream, it looks like the Phillies are going to go with Robbie Cruz for this game. Oh, it was looking like... so Robbie Cruz is going to be the second game. My apologies. So we're going to see Brandon Compton, and we did see him during the series at Citizens Bank Park last time. He was very good until he wasn't. I believe we scored pretty late on him. We scored a couple early, and then, we got 3 runs late there. So we'll have to see how this one goes. But he does bring some very good movement, some good control. His stuff isn't as good. Potentially we're going to be able to get some hits off him, but we'll have to see how that goes. We will counter with Zach Greinke. Greinke is coming off a Cy Young Award-winning season in 2014. Hasn't really had the same sort of numbers. His home runs are up. Strikeouts are down a little bit, and his walks are up a little bit as well. Had been having a very strong stretch just coming into the month of August. His last start wasn't the greatest, but I did have a bit of a slow hook there, so we'll see about maybe having him go a little bit later in this game. Be a little bit of an abrupt change in the music there. I just kind of had the Meet the Mets song playing, and I'll just kind of go to some more background style music as we get into the games. Going into this one, I've got a fairly rested bullpen. Brad Peacock is one of my main guys out of the pen, and Tom Wilhelmsen is also a pretty strong guy. This is showing AAA numbers, so you can see like nobody in this bullpen is below replacement level. We rely on the bullpen quite a bit, so we've got those 2 guys ready to go. We've got our closer ready to go, and Marshall and Cook are pretty solid guys as well. So feeling pretty good in that regard. The lineup has a little bit of fatigue going into this. Trout is at 86%. Corey Dickerson is at 83%. One of them will play. Since it's Brandon Compton, who is the ace of their staff, I'm going to let Mike Trout hit in the first game. Corey Dickerson has been very, very hot until our last 3 games. So it's time for him to take a seat. He's one of our best hitters as well, obviously, as you can see by the OPS numbers. He's second on the team in OPS. He's got 31 bombs. So he's doing quite well over there in left field for us. And he's still making league minimum, so that's a nice thing here. He's going to get himself a nice little raise in arbitration coming up here next season. And it looks like it'll be a pretty significant one, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So we're going to move into the game at Citi Field. The Phillies are in. We're going to draw 37,639 fans out to the ballpark. Put together a lineup here versus Compton. So Josh Donaldson's going to remain in the lineup or in the leadoff role for us. Prince Fielder will move into the cleanup as we're going to move Corey Dickerson out of the left field and bring Carlos Beltran in. And I think actually I'm going to put him in the 5 hole. You know what? He's going to play right field. So Beltran's got a little bit better of an arm than Dexter Fowler does. So I'm going to put Beltran in right field for those throws to third base. And then Rougned Odor will hit 8. So we will go with Donaldson, Trout, and Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a very strong hitting catcher that we have, who's in his rookie season and been doing great for us. 894 OPS with 26 bombs of his own. And then we'll have fielder Beltran, Castro, Fowler, Rougned Odor, and the pitcher Zach Greinke will round out the lineup. So Greinke will work to Yoenis Cespedes, AJ Pollock, Paul Goldschmidt, Adam Eaton, David Freese, Hanley Ramirez, Young Ho Kong, Ben Judd, and Brandon Compton. Yoenis Cespedes, we just played these guys recently in a 4-game series at Citizens Bank Park, and you could see like he was crushing us. He had a 5-for-5 day in the finale, like just some strong hitting out of Cespedes. So we're gonna have to be careful with him. They're leading him off, so I'm just going to let Greinke fire away and see how he does. He gets ahead 0-2, so that's the way we'd like to see him start anyway. So we pan in on that 37,000 strong crowd. Greinke comes home. So that's the way we want to start it. Getting Cespedes is huge. 1 down, 1-2 to AJ Pollock. Good stuff. Very nice start and a full count to Goldie. All right, so Zach Greinke starts the game off right, striking out the side. So we're in business here, starting off on the right foot. Donaldson will lead it off. Looks like he's going to push one into right field, and it will get down for a base hit. So he's going to get on board, start things off for us, so Mike Trout will get a chance. 3-1. All right, so he's going to work a walk. So we've got some base runners early versus Brandon Compton. Gonzalez is going to poke that one at the left, and it will get down. The base runners did hold up a little bit there to see if it was going to land in front of the left fielder Cespedes, and it did. Bases loaded. Prince Fielder. The 2-0. Okay, so he can't record an out right now. So we're very happy to see that. Prince will get on. We've got a 1-0 lead with the bases loaded. Carlos Beltran, the 1-1. That's going to hang up in the air in left center. I am going to send Mike Trout. Oh, he's going to get thrown out by Cespedes by about 3 steps. So it's a bad decision there. I had the fantastic runner, the great arm. Maybe it's a toss-up, maybe it's not. But we do get thrown out, unfortunately. And then the inning will end on a strikeout from Brandon Compton. So we get 1 run in the first. Would have liked to get more. But Zach Greinke will go back to work facing Adam Eaton, David Freese, Hanley Ramirez here in the the top of the 2nd inning. Greinke will issue a walk to Eaton. Turns around though and gets Freese. 2-2 to Ramirez. Another strikeout for Greinke. He's got 5. He's recorded 5 outs, and that's how many strikeouts he has. Here's a 1-2 to Kong. 6 strikeouts for Zach Greinke. He's putting on a clinic in the early going here. Be the bottom of the order facing Compton in the 2nd. And Dexter Fowler is going to hit that to into deep left field. He will get around and have himself a stand-up double. 16 on the year for Fowler as Rougned Odor steps in, swinging first pitch. Also getting good wood on it, but it will hang up to the center fielder, Pollock. So Greinke is going to try to lay down a bunt. He is one of the better hitting pitchers in the game, but not good enough to be telling him to swing away when we can just move a guy up 90 feet. And he gets that job done. Donaldson's gonna get a chance with Fowler 90 feet away from scoring. Fowler serves it out to right field, or Donaldson does that and records an RBI, so that's the second run of the game. Good job by Josh Donaldson. Mike Trout will be the batter. So this is going much better than the first series that we had with the Phillies, where they kind of shut down our bats a couple of the games. We're getting Compton early. So this is exactly what we would have been talking about in the pregame in the clubhouse. Attack early, look for pitches to hit. Let him make the mistakes. Greinke's going to see Judd, Compton, and Cespedes here in the top of the third. 1-1. Gets a hold of it, but Carlos Beltran will get over to it with a diving effort. And Greinke's got his 7th strikeout of the day. That one was slightly predictable being against the pitcher. Cespedes swinging first pitch on the ground to Castro. Fires it over to fielder for the out, and that'll be the inning. So Greinke cruising along here through the first 3 frames. Fielder Beltran and Castro in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Everybody's enjoying their Thursday afternoon out there. Thursday evening, wherever you might be. It's Carlos Beltran with 1 out. He gets plunked. We'll have to see if we need to retaliate later in this game for that. There's another well-struck ball into right field. It's going to be extra bases. Very deep, and I think we're going to not run this time. We've got only 1 out. Fowler's got a chance. Odor's got a chance. We've got 2 in scoring position. I think we're just going to try to see if we can tack on this way. We're going to at least score 1, I believe. Well, let's run them here. There we go. So Dexter Fowler gets that job done. It'll be Rougned Odor with Starlin Castro standing on third base, but Compton's able to strike him out and end the threat. So Greinke here will work to Pollock, Goldschmidt, and Eaton. Coming into this inning already with 7 strikeouts and just the 1 walk over 3 innings. Gets a ground ball to Castro for the first out. The 1-2 to Goldschmidt. Hit in the air. Dexter Fowler is there. And Greinke just continues to get ahead in the count. He's going to get a ground ball to Odor. Another nice 1-2-3 for Zach Greinke. And he's going to lead off this inning with a 1-0 count. He hits it out to right field, gets good wood on it, but almost right at Adam Eaton. Donaldson also hits it out Eaton's way, who's up to the task. And then Trout hits a 3rd ball to the outfield in the air, caught this time by AJ Pollock. So Greinke will try to keep cruising along. It'll be Freeze, Ramirez, and Comp. It's going to get another ground ball to the infield. This time it'll squirt by the second baseman and into right field for the first hit of the game for the Philadelphia Phillies. So got to get a standing ovation at Citi Field for his performance so far. And is he able to... He's not able to get the double play. It looked like it might be a tailor-made double play ball, but not quite. Another soft fly ball out to Mike Trout for what looks like and will be the second out of the inning. Ed Judd will stand in with Hanley Ramirez on first. Judd's going to serve that out to Trout, but it's going to land in front of him. Ramirez on his horse and will get over to third base, so he's in scoring position. Ben Judd on first, but it's pitcher spot. Let's hope Greinke can just get out of it. Will it be a strikeout? He's able to strike out the pitcher. So no need for bullpen yet. I mean, he's only given up the 2 hits, just 72 pitches through 5 innings and 8 strikeouts. Extremely happy with that. Gonzalez, Fielder, and Beltran. So Miguel Gonzalez is able to muscle a 1-2 pitch into right field for his second hit of the day. Just a force at the plate. We're really banking on Miguel Gonzalez having a long career. That's our hope and we plan to sign him to a long deal if we can do so. Carlos Beltran's going to get a hit to follow. So there's one gone here. Fielder on second, Beltran on first, and Starlin Castro's going to hit. Castro hits that one in the gap. So we're going to continue to pack on some runs here against the Phillies. Castro is able to clear the bases with that one. So we've got a 6-0 lead, so feeling pretty good. At least going to try to get Zach Greinke through the 6th. See how that one goes, potentially the 7th. He is going to see the lineup here for the 3rd time. So if he gets into some trouble, we will get some activity in the bullpen, but for now we're just going to see if we can ride him, and it'll be Rougned Odor hitting with 2 outs. So we put up a 3 spot. We're going to add to the lead. It's now 7-0 over the Phillies. Greinke is going to face the top of the order here. We will keep an eye on him as he's getting up there in the pitch count, but obviously we don't need to be yanking him yet. And he gets Cespedes. That's his 9th strikeout of the day. What a performance by Zach Greinke. Pollock is going to get a hold of one here, but it's going to expire on the warning track and right. And Paul Goldschmidt's going to get a chance to hit here with 2 outs. That one's going to hang up for Trout, so another nice clean inning for Greinke. Only 7 pitches to get through that one. He can pitch the 7th. Eaton's got a walk against him today. Freeze is 1 for 2. Ramirez is 0 for 2. Yeah, we're going to keep him in there for the 7th. Let him swing the bat. It's only 79 pitches. And he's mowing him down. He's got a 2-hitter. And as I mentioned earlier, he's a very strong hitting pitcher. He's able to bang that one into the corner for 2 bases. Josh Donaldson's getting a chance here with a runner in scoring position, but he'll swing through a fastball for a strike. Out for the pitcher. Trout gets a hold of one. So it's going to hang up. We'll move Greinke up to 3rd. So Greinke stands on 3rd base. Miguel Gonzalez is going to try to cash him in here with 2 outs. Let's go. All right, so he's not able to do so. Greinke's going to go out there for the 7th. Again, facing the aforementioned Eaton, Freeze, and Hanley Ramirez. 3-1 to Adam Eaton. It's a walk. Freeze goes down swinging for Greinke's 10th strikeout of the day. The 1-0 to Hanley Ramirez. Now that looks like it is going to get down. Going to get some activity up at this point. I think Jordan Lyles, to be honest. Given the big lead that we have at the moment, unless Kong is able to take Greinke deep, which he does have 14 bombs, he's got a little bit of pop in his bat. Excellent. There's no sense in going to a high leverage reliever. And Lyles he's reliable, but I don't use him in high leverage spots. I want to try to save our high leverage guys for the next day in this series. So let's see if Greinke can get out of this. 2-1. It's going to hang up there for Trout from the looks of things, and it will. All right, so that's going to be Zach Greinke's day. He throws 101 pitches, 7 innings, not allowing any runs on 3 hits and 11 strikeouts and 2 walks. Talk about a day at the office. Love to see it. But Lyles will be the one who faces the pitcher spot and then the top of the order in the 8th inning. Prince Fielder. That'll be a strikeout. Beltran's going to work a full count here. So Beltran's on with 1 out for Starlin Castro. 0-2. He's going to trot down to first. The second time they've plunked one of my guys today. I think they got it out for us. They don't like the fact that we're going to take a game here. We will just retaliate, though, by hitting balls into the gap and running up the score. That's the way we do things. If Dexter Fowler gets himself a triple after he puts that ball into the gap, and he will score 2. So it's 9-0 for the good guys. Odor's going to try to bring Fowler home. It's not going to be able to do so. He does hit it to Goldschmidt, who boots it. So it won't score the run, but he will get on base. Let's give Corey Dickerson a chance to put us into the double digits. It looks like maybe he won't get it deep enough to do so. So Donaldson will hit with 2 outs and runners on the corners. And that'll be that. So as we were talking about, Jordan Lyles is going to come in here. He's on 70% stamina. So I'm going to have Cook ready to go. Those are the 2 guys I'm going to try to navigate these last 6 outs with here. Just 1 second here. All right, so Lyles gets the first hitter, Conforto the pinch hitter, and now Mike Karp, another pinch hitter, coming in here in the 8th inning to face Lyles. He's going to hit it on the ground, and Fielder will handle that and take it to the bag himself. Lyles to face AJ Pollock. That'll be the 3rd out of the 8th inning. So Trout, Gonzalez, and Fielder going to hit here. We will bring in Ryan Cook to face the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the 9th, but we don't want him to go to tiring on us, so we'll get him to sit down for a second. Quickly 2 down here in the 8th. Prince Fielder bats. Serves it out to left field, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So here's Ryan Cook. His 3.17 ERA over 59 2/3 innings, facing Goldschmidt, Eaton, and Freeze. Full count to Goldschmidt. It's going to be an out. Able to strike out Eaton. Good job. Now Freeze works a full count. Cook is able to get him as well on strikes. That's a 9-0 victory over the Philadelphia Phillies. So we get this series started off right. Of course, Zach Greinke is going to get all the props in the write-up as he had the great game. You're going to see the player of the game honors for Zach Greinke. He goes 7. As we mentioned, no runs on 3 hits, 11 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Tosses 101 pitches, just a nice efficient outing over those 7 innings. The team is able to put together 12 hits. A very nice offensive day for the team. Fowler, Castro, Beltran, Gonzalez, and JD all able to have multi-hit games Fowler with 4 RBIs, and then Mike Trout is able to have a 1-for-4 game with a walk. So lots of good production coming out of the lineup, and you're going to expect to see lots of good numbers in the box score when you've got a 9-0 win. So good stuff. So we're able to move into September 1st. That win is going to take us, of course, 5.5 games up on the Phillies, as well, we're facing them directly. So every time we beat them, we're going to get a 1-game lead on them, of course. And that's what we do get. Just taking a look at the overall standings here. The Phillies are sitting in first in that wild card race in the National League, but they've got the Rockies right on their tail, and then the Dodgers and the Cubs. So if the playoffs were to start today, it would be a game in Philadelphia between the Rockies and the Phillies for the wild card, and we would be facing the winner of that wild card game. The Boston Red Sox continue to be the best team in baseball with the 82-49 record. We faced them last weekend in hope of being able to topple them and overtake them for that record, but we just weren't able to take them down. We got the first one, but then lost the next two, so that was unfortunate. Now, we did just see that the rosters have expanded as we have hit the first day of September. Just to take a look, we finished the month of August 18-10, so 8 games over 500, of course, in the month of August. And we are 27 games over 500 overall currently, as we are 5.5 games up on those Philadelphia Phillies. Here we go into the second game, but we will make a couple moves. So now we've got the opportunity to have up to 40 men on our roster. I want to add a couple of arms for sure. So Buddy Bochers, now this is a guy who he has been a member of our organization since the very beginning of this save. We drafted him in the very first inaugural fantasy draft. He was in the minor leagues for us for a while. We ended up bringing him up for the 2014 season, and he was great. You know, he appeared in 52 games, pitching to a 3 ERA. Some nice rate numbers, like he was very good. He wasn't giving up the long ball too often. And then, so we brought him up to start this season, and he didn't have it. Giving up the long ball all over the place. That whip number is not usable in any way, and just walking everybody as well. Strikeouts down from both his time at the majors and what he's been able to do since at AAA. What he's been able to do since at AAA has been pretty good and pretty productive. So we're hoping he can bounce back and show us some of this, but you know, we're not going to hold our breath for that. But we will bring him in. He's going to give us an extra arm for out of the bullpen in the month of September, and that's always something that we can use. Francisley Bueno is another guy that I want to add onto the team. He's probably going to be getting cut pretty soon from the team. He's getting old. He's kind of just like a career minor leaguer guy, 34 years old. He's got a little bit of service time. We've been able to bring him up here and there to some success when like we've had to just when like we've been low on arms in the bullpen at certain points, because he's like basically a replacement level guy. But we will have him up for the month of September. I do like to have a couple extra arms. I don't like going crazy and going all the way to 40 guys on the roster, but there are a few bats that I want to bring in. Addison Russell is the guy who we drafted in the 2014 draft. So last December, we drafted him in the rookie draft. Obviously, very good glove on him. He can play second and short. We're thinking about bringing him up to the big club next season to be the everyday shortstop, as we will be losing Starlin Castro, who would be filing for free agency. We won't be picking him up. We won't be trying to sign him to an extension over this next month or signing him in free agency. So Addison Russell, now we did call him up out of necessity because we had an injury to one of our utility infielders, and he was only replacement level for the time that he spent on the big club this season. At AAA, though, he's been great. 983 OPS. He's got 18 bombs down there. He just hit the 100 hit mark not too long ago, and he has been hot lately down there again. So we will add him to the team. We're going to see what he can do. Hopefully we can get a little bit of playing time out of him. Leonis Martin we want to bring up as well. He started for us every day back in 2012, which was a season where the team was actually able to win the World Series. He didn't start every day, but he was an everyday starter. for a good chunk of that season. We brought him up like partway through the season, and he ended up being performing out of the leadoff role because we were having issues with actually Starlin Castro that season in the leadoff role. He ended up not having a repeat performance in 2013 and has toiled at the minors ever since, but he is a guy that we can bring in as potentially a pinch runner. We can have him play some of the outfield positions as well. Keon Broxton, he's a recent draft pick who has been doing pretty well at AAA, so we're going to bring him up for the month, maybe give him a little bit of playing time. Felix Diaz, he's a guy we got in a trade who has some potential. He's got a very small amount of playing time at the bigs, but he's done okay at AAA, and he's just a guy maybe we can use. We are hoping to be able to clinch the division at some point in the month. We've got a 26, a magic number of 26 right now, so that's like not right around the corner or anything. But we are hoping that maybe we can use some of those guys once we've potentially clinched the division. But we will see how that goes. Now, of course, in the series we are playing currently, we have the chance to reduce that magic number by 2 each game. Each time we beat the Phillies, that number does go down by 2. So we can reduce it to 24 and then 22 if we can sweep this series. So we do hope to do that. The Phillies. Who are the Phillies going to send out today? So not Robbie Cruz. Julio Teheran. We saw Julio in the final game. Yeah, so he faced Scherzer in the final game of the series we played at Citizens Bank Park. Looks like Trout was able to homer off of him. Dickerson was able to homer off of him too. Miguel Gonzalez got a homer off the relievers. So kind of unfortunate we won't have Trout in the lineup considering he homered off of him this last time, but that's okay. We'll be sending out Dickerson and hopefully he can get something done, but we do have to give Trout the day off. Looks like we've got some more fatigue, so JD and Castro. I think what we'll do with Trout out of the lineup, so Castro will sit today. Maybe we'll give Addison Russell the go. It can't hurt. Justin Livingood would typically be our guy here for backup shortstop, but let's give Russell a day at short and see how that goes. I believe that's essentially what he was playing every day at AAA. Yeah. So lots more time. 598 and 2/3 innings at shortstop compared to 42. Let's take a look here. All right, so let's go into this game. We are going to counter, so this will be a rematch of that Sunday game. It was a Thursday game, the final game of the 4-game set in Citizens Bank Park last August the 27th. So yeah, this was the Thursday game, so an exact rematch. Julio Teheran, Max Scherzer. We are going to have a pretty rested bullpen, of course, when we add in Boschers and Bueno. It is going to help us. Bueno's starting off pretty tired, but we've got Peacock, we've got Wilhelmsen, Perkins and Marshall are quite reliable guys, and then our star closer Nikolai Costa is ready to go and fully rested for this one. So see if Scherzer can mow him down for us. We're going to draw 37,632 to Citi Field. Pretty standard number for us lately. Josh Donaldson will play, as we mentioned. Corey Dickerson's going to move into center for Trout. I think we'll let Gonzalez move to the 2-hole in Trout's absence. Dickerson can hit third. He's been one of the hotter hitters on the team, save for those 3 offers. Other than that, been pretty hot. Davidson's definitely not playing. We're just going to leave Rougned Odor in the 9-hole at second base. So we will be bringing out Josh Donaldson, Miguel Gonzalez, Corey Dickerson. Prince Fielder will be at first, Fowler, Beltran, and then Russell, Rougned Odor, and Max Scherzer will be our 9-hole hitting pitcher for the day. And we will face Julio Teheran. Max Scherzer's going to see Yoenis Cespedes, Michael Conforto, and Paul Goldschmidt, Adam Eaton, Hanley Ramirez, and Young Ho Kong, and then Jason Kipnis, the catcher Ben Judd, and Julio Teheran. So Scherzer will toss out the first pitch, and it will be an 0-2 to Yoenis Cespedes, who has been, as we mentioned in the last game, just pummeling New York Mets pitching this season. In the 3 games that he played versus us at Citizens Bank Park, I believe he had a total of 12 hits and like 16 or 17 at bats. Like, it was a brutal beating that he put on us. He was the main reason why we had so little success in that series. Scherzer's able to get Cespedes here though, so that's awesome. And Conforto's going to see a 1-2. Scherzer's able to get him to loft one out to the left fielder Dexter Fowler today. 2-0 to Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt just tattoos that baseball. And it's going to be into about the 4th row in left center. So he's got his 27th on the year. Little hiccup by Scherzer early. Eaton just hits a little soft liner to Odor though for the 3rd out. So it's 1-0 Phillies going into the bottom of the 1st, and Donaldson, Gonzalez, and Corey Dickerson are going to hit. Donaldson isn't out. Here's Miguel Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets a hold of one. That one's going to soar into the right field stand. So just like they were able to do, we hit a bomb in the 1st, and we're going to tie it up. Dickerson's going to hit one down the right field line into the corner. That should be extra bases. Corey Dickerson gets himself into scoring position for Prince Fielder, who watches strike 3 go by. Fowler. Slow roller to second, and that will end the inning. Scherzer will see Hanley Ramirez, Young Ho Kong, and Jason Kipnis here. It's the 1st out of the inning. So Kong will be on first for Kipnis, the full count. Scherzer collects his first strikeout on the day. Ben Judd. The 2-2. Hit in the air to deep center, but Trout is there, and he waits for it to drop into his glove for the 3rd out of the inning. So Beltran, Addison Russell, and Rougned Odor, and we're going to be paying pretty close attention to Addison Russell, as Carlos Beltran will be able to get himself an infield hit to start things off in the bottom of the 2nd. Alright, so here's Russell. He does work a favorable count, and he does hit it down the line into the corner. Hopefully this is the sign of things to come. So Russell's on 2nd, and Beltran is on 3rd for Rougned Odor, 3-1. Fly ball, center field. We're not going to test Cespedes here. We have 2 more chances. Although Scherzer is one of those chances. Hopefully this is a walk. Scherzer gets it down, helps out his own cause. Let's go. RBI single, Max Scherzer. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Josh Donaldson's the batter. He'll hit it on the ground to the first baseman, who tosses it to 2nd for the 4th out, but it will score Addison Russell on the play. And then Miguel Gonzalez is hit by a pitch. So there's been a lot of Philadelphia Phillies pitches thrown at my hitters this series. I don't know if I approve. Corey Dickerson's going to stand in here. 3-1. And that's going to load him up. Alright, so Prince Fielder will have the bases loaded. We'd like him to just break this game open. If there's anything we want to see now, it's just bases clearing double. If there's anything we don't want to see now, it's swinging through a 2-2 offering to end the inning. But that is exactly what we see. So Max Scherzer is going to face Teran Cespedes and Michael Conforto. Scherzer's going to get the first out on a strikeout, his second of the game. And here's Cespedes. Hopefully he stays quiet. Hits it on the ground to Castro to remain quiet at least for this AB. 1-2 to Conforto. Alright, so a 1-2-3 inning for Max Scherzer. So off to a nice start here in the second game versus the Phillies. And it's going to be Goldschmidt, Eaton, and Hanley Ramirez. Or sorry, it will actually be Dexter Fowler, Carlos Beltran, and Addison Russell here for us. As Teran gets a strikeout, Carlos Beltran will bat. Full count. Wait 1 second here. Sorry about that. All right, so Addison Russell is going to hit here with 2 outs. He doubled his first time. We're feeling great. He works the identical count that he did the first time, a 3-1. This time he hits it in the air, and it's going to come down for Cespedes in center field for the third out of the inning. So we will head to the top of the fourth. And Max Scherzer, who has tossed 37 pitches only so far through his first 3 innings of work, will face Goldschmidt, Eaton, and Hanley Ramirez. A full count to Paul Goldschmidt. That's hit on the ground. Played over to first for the out. Excellent play there by Dexter Fowler. He dives into foul territory to go get that baseball for his pitcher, and there are 2 gone for Hanley Ramirez. The 0-2. Great job. So that's 3. We're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. So it will be Odor, Scherzer, and Donaldson. No need to get any activity up in the bullpen as of yet. Scherzer's cruising along nicely through his first 4 innings of work. Rougned Odor is just not able to make contact with that slider out of the hand of Julio Teran. So that's the first out of the inning as Scherzer's going to hit. Donaldson bats with 2 outs, the 1-2 from Teran. Donaldson seems to have gotten a hold of one, and that one looks like it's gonna go. Josh Donaldson has himself a solo home run. Ball traveled 368 feet into those left field stands, and it's a 4-1 ball game. Donaldson is 17th on the season. I mean, Miguel Gonzalez now getting a chance. He's gonna just bounce it over to the third baseman, and that'll be the inning, but we tack on a run, courtesy of JD. So Scherzer's going to face Kahn, Kipnis, and Judd for the 5th inning. 1-2. Hit in the air. Dexter Fowler will call off Corey Dickerson. Scherzer again ahead in the count 0-1, and the ball is hit on the ground to Prince Fielder. He's going to take it over the base unassisted, 2 gone. Ben Judd, another 0-1. Judd will muscle that ball into center field, though, for a base hit. So Judd takes his lead off first for the pitcher spot, Julio Teran. They're sticking with him. Teran's on 79 pitches, but they are sticking with him. The Scherzer's going to throw to him the 1-2, and he will strike him out and get out of the inning. Scherzer on 64 pitches. We still really have no need for the bullpen. He's going to face the order for the 3rd time, so we will keep an eye on him. But no change is necessary as of yet. So Julio Teran's able to get a couple quick outs in the 5th. Make that 3 quick outs in the 5th. back to the top of the order, as we mentioned. Scherzer's going to come home to Cespedes, the 1-2. Served out to right field. Easily hauled in by Beltran. Another hitter, another fly ball, another out. 1-2 to Goldschmidt. Another sparkling inning from Max Scherzer. Still 80 pitches, still feeling good. Eaton's 0-2. Hanley's 0-2. Kong's got a hit. Scherzer will certainly go out. Beltran is going to see a 2-1. And he's going to sky it up on the infield. Looks like the second baseman will catch that baseball for the out. Addison Russell's going to see a 1-2. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He's going to be 2 for 2 on the day. And he's going to stretch that into a double. Look at this guy. He's getting a chance at the bigs. He's making the most of it. That's 2 doubles on the day for Addison Russell. We want nothing more than for that to continue, because our plan is for Addison Russell to play second, and the man who just hit the base, Addison Russell to play short, and the man who just hit the baseball, Rugi Odor. We want him to be the everyday second baseman in 2016. And we're going to need... We want him to maybe bring his OPS up, maybe improve his fortunes at the plate a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Right now, that's the plan. We will see how it goes. So Scherzer's going to bring in another run. That's his second RBI on the day. Way to help your own cause at the plate. 6-1, New York Mets. Scherzer gets Eaton. That's his 6th strikeout of the day here. He's 6 1/3 through this game. Hanley Ramirez will now bat with 1 out. He's got a 1-2 count to Hanley. That's another strikeout. Max Scherzer has 7 strikeouts on the day. Kong will be swinging first pitch, though. He won't strike out the side. And he does have his 2nd base hit of the day. Batter will be Jason Kipnis, the 2-2. Scherzer gets his 3rd strikeout of the inning. 175 on the year, as it mentions above. Have a day, Max Scherzer. 99 pitches, 7 innings, just the 1 run. 8 strikeouts, no walks. Did allow that dinger. 99 pitches, that's a day. So 6-1 lead. We don't exactly need to go to Brad Peacock. I think I'm going to give this guy a little opportunity here at the bottom of the order. We'll have Brad Peacock ready if he gets himself into trouble, but I think I'll give him the opportunity. It gives us a chance where if he does have a nice inning, then we're not using a guy like Brad Peacock or whatever, and maybe it just gets him going in the right direction, because we have seen success from him in the big leagues in the past. We of course would like to see that return. We want him on the team. But Corey Dickerson gets a hit here. We have a chance to score more in the 7th. Fielder is going to hit with 2 on. Fielder will hit into a 4-6-3 double play. So not exactly what we're looking for. Does move the runner, Miguel Gonzalez, over to 3rd. But Fowler will just bounce that ball over the second baseman and the 7th inning. So Buddy Boshers is going to come in, and an excellent job by Max Scherzer today. Boshers is going to come in with a 5-run lead and try to protect that, facing Ben Judd, the pitcher spot, and then Cespedes. So he gets a couple quick outs. 2-0. And he's going to get Cespedes too, so a very nice inning by Buddy Boshers. Looking to see more of that as this month goes on. It will be Beltran, Russell, and Rugi Odor here. in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So here's Carlos Beltran. He's going to face Rob Wooten, who appears to be making his big league debut for 2015. Looks like he had been toiling away in the minors to a pretty good ERA, actually, over his 40 appearances. And so it looks like the Phillies are taking a look at him here. He's going to face Carlos Beltran to start things off. Beltran hits it to the left side of the infield with the third baseman, who shifted over into the shortstop position. That's the first out. Addison Russell, with his 2 hits on the day, works a full count. And he's going to trot down to first. So just a great day at the plate for Addison Russell. Very excited for that. Hopefully there's more of that to come. Odor serves it up to center. What are we going to do for the 9th? I think actually Rich Wells, with Perkins there just in case. I'm trying to keep guys ready to go for the final game of the series. So many options now. I'll just let Davidson hit. Davidson will get himself an infield single in that pinch hitting opportunity. Donaldson will hit with Russell on second and Davidson on first. 2 gone in the 8th. Donaldson's going to hit it right at the second baseman, though. So Rich Wells is going to try to end things off for us. 2 pretty well pitched games by Greinke and then Scherzer, and we were able to get the bats going. 9 runs in the first game. We've now got 6 runs against Phillies pitching in game 2 of this series. So the team's feeling pretty good. A lot better than the games that we played versus them at Citizens Bank Park, so that's awesome. The other aspect and the other thing to mention is it's always nice to win a game when you got Mike Trout sitting on the bench, because he's going to be a big part of any team's offense that he's a part of. But Corey Dickerson looked like he maybe misjudged that fly ball and let it fly over his head. So Adam Eaton's going to have a double here that will bring home a run. And so it's now 6-2. And so this is where I'm thinking about Glenn Perkins. See what Wells does here. So he does induce a fly ball to left field. So I'm gonna give him another hitter or two to try to just sort of end this thing. And he's able to hit it on, or he's able to end this thing on the very next hitter. So that's that. We're gonna take the first 2 games at Citi Field versus the Phillies. Max Scherzer had a phenomenal performance, as they mentioned here, a stellar performance. And Miguel Gonzalez hit that big solo home run in the bottom of the first that sort of set the tone. That was the 27th of the year for Gonzalez, a huge home run. Donaldson also had his 17th in that game. We end up with 10 hits as a team. Addison Russell with the big day at the plate, as we talked about. Scherzer with a couple RBIs out of the pitcher spot. Corey Dickerson also had himself a couple of hits, and Gonzalez had that home run in the walk for a nice day at the plate. Final line on Max Scherzer is 7 strong innings pitched, 1 earned run on 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, no walks. He had that 1 home run. It was 99 pitches. His ERA is now 3.12, and he does get the Player of the Game honors in front of 37,632 fans over at Citi Field. So we're going to move to the 2nd of September. That is the 80th win of the season for the New York Mets. So that brings us to 28 games above 500 with 80-52 as our record. Also moves us to 6.5 games back up, or 6.5 games up on the Phillies, back up on the Phillies. We were at 6.5 games back on the 24th of August going into the last time we played them. So we're there again, even though we've dropped 3 of 4 in that series. We've now won 2 of 3 this time. We're going to go into this Wednesday evening game on the 2nd of September. That will be the series finale. We have the off day after this game, and then we go into a series with the Marlins, which we're hoping is going to be a little bit easier on us, although we're having a nice series here. But we will see. The off day gives us the opportunity to go to the bullpen a little bit earlier if needed, just because everybody's going to get a chance to have that off day and get some rest on Thursday here. In terms of that bullpen, because we've added the extra couple of spots, we're actually not too concerned. We talked about the way in which we wanted to manage it towards the end of the game and using Wells, and that worked out well. So we've got Peacock again, we've got Wilhelmsen, Perkins and Marshall are there, Lyle's there in a spot. We're feeling good about the rest in the bullpen. Miguel Gonzalez is going to need the day off, a pretty common occurrence. So we will have Shumaki in for this one. That's fine. Shumaki's got very, very good catcher ability. We're happy with that. He can go yard every once in a while. We're going to be sending out Jared Terpstra to the mound. Terpstra coming in here sporting a 12-2 record with a 3.55 ERA over 25 starts. He's gone out there for 132 innings and struck out 107 while walking 44. His home run rate is in a good spot. Fairly reliable guy who did go 6 the last time out, only giving up 1 run. In the only game we actually did win against the Boston Red Sox, so we handled their lineup pretty well, and they've got a strong lineup, so feeling good there. Oh, the Phillies are going to counter with Patrick Corbin. Looks like Corbin has been splitting time between AAA and the big club, but he did have a 7 2/3 outing with 12 strikeouts his last time out for Philly against the Padres, who are about 22 games under 500, at least they were. Oh no, so yeah, they are. So I mean, that's a weak team that he did that against, but you know, like look at this: Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Anthony Rendon on this team. Like Turner's got some nice numbers, Rendon. So it's not super weak hitting lineup, and he was able to strike out 12 of them. So we will have to swing the bats well versus Corbin. We will give JD and Miguel Gonzalez the day off today, so that will move Starlin Castro into the leadoff role. I think Russell will move over to second for today. Let's put that together. We're gonna drop another 37,574 to Citi Field. That's just our number. That's what we draw. 37,000 fans is a daily occurrence for us. Fielder who has been quiet. It's gonna have to hit it's gonna have to hit cleanup today. There's just no other option for us. Shumaki's gonna be in that 8 hole and catching. Let's put Addison Russell at second. He's a superior defender to Odor. And he had the 2 doubles yesterday, and we want to see him keep going there. Third base is going to be handled by Davidson. So actually what we'll do is a little switch there. So without JD and without Gonzalez, this lineup is a little bit less potent than what we've had the first 2 days, but we did have our very best hitter in Trout yesterday, and we still pulled it off, so we're hoping for good things. But we will send Castro, Trout, and Dickerson, Fielder, Fowler, and Russell, and then Matt Davidson, Jim Shumaki, and Jared Terpstra will be in the 9 hole. And he's going to face Cespedes, Pollock, and Goldschmidt, Eaton, Freeze, and Santana, Young Ho Kong, Eddie Espinal. Eddie Espinal will be their second baseman. He's going to be making his season debut as well. And then Patrick Corbin will be in the 9 hole. Oh, and it looks like Corbin pitched 4 days ago, so I don't know what their plan is here. Hopefully that pays off for us here. Terpstra comes home to Cespedes. It'll be a 0-1 pitch that he will see. Pollock hitting second, the 1-2. Hits it on a line to Castro for the out. Goldschmidt will bat with 2 outs. Another one's going to be hit in the air, but Mike Trout is able to range in just behind second base and pull that in for the 3rd out of the inning. So Patrick Corbin's going to see Starlin Castro, Mike Trout, Corey Dickerson to start things off for his day. Castro hits it on the ground to his counterpart there. Tongue throws him out. Mike Trout takes a full count pitch and muscles it in center field for a single. Corey Dickerson's going to hit on the ground to second base. Just will be the lead runner, though. Almost missed my mouth with the coffee there. That's the mistake you shouldn't make. Fielder's going to hit with Dickerson on first. Be a full count pitch down the line. So we were just talking about how Prince Fielder needs to get going. Hopefully that helps. That's going to score the first run of the game. Dickerson gets on his horse. And he's able to score. Fielder stands on second. Dexter Fowler will hit. It'll be a full count. That's served into right field. Jared Terpstra going to see Adam Eaton, David Freese, and Carlos Santana here. Eaton is going to get on with a walk. The next pitch, though, is hit to Donaldson, who gets it over to the second baseman, Russell, who fires it on to first. And that's a 5-4-3 double play. Carlos Santana, however, works a count full, drives that pitch into the left center field stands. The Phillies are going to tie this game up. It's 1-1. The 2-2 to come. That's hit back up the middle for a base hit. So Eddie Espinal, looks like this is like his first... Oh no. He's got service time, I guess. Maybe in the past he's been up. Either way, he serves it to right. Not going to get anything done here. And Dexter Fowler squeezes the glove on it for the 3rd out of the inning. So Addison Russell, Matt Davidson, and Jim Shumaki are going to hit here in the 2nd inning. Russell retired here. Davidson the 3-0. So unfortunately, Terpstra will hit with 2 outs. No opportunity to bunt for him here. Obviously, he's not coming out of the game yet. Way too early to be thinking about a bullpen in the 2nd inning. So Jared Terpstra is going to see Patrick Corbin, Yoenis Cespedes, and then AJ Pollock. Oh, on the outside corner. That looked like it must have been a frame job, if going by the graphic on on OOTP here. So this has been good. This has been good. Cespedes in this series has been handled so far. After just destroying us at Citizens Bank Park. So the meetings on Cespedes in the clubhouse with the pitching coach must have been good. They've had good communication and good ideas for taking care of him. Trout will hit here with 1 out in the bottom half of the 3rd. Here's Dickerson. He's got himself a base hit to keep the inning alive, and Prince Fielder, who had that big double last time, is going to hit with a 1-0 count. He's not able to do anything though, so we'll move to the 4th. Here's Goldie, Eaton, and David Freese to face Jared Terpstra. 2nd strikeout of the game for Terpstra. David Freese will work a 2-out walk for Carlos Santana, who does have a big 1-run home run, that solo shot last time he hit. And here he's able to bang a single into second, so we've got the Phillies have runners on first and second. Terpstra, though, gets a ground ball to Matt Davidson, who fires it the short way to second. And that's going to end the inning, as Young Ho Kong's not able to cash in there. Fowler, Russell, and Davidson. Fowler's going to lead off with a walk. Corbin's 50, Santana's 50, Russell. I'm going to run Dexter Fowler here. I'm going to run him into an out. Carlos Santana's just able to get that ball down to second quickly, take care of business there, so Fowler not able to steal the bag. And that makes it quickly 2 out. Davidson's going to hit, and he's going to go on down on strikes. So Terpstra will see Espinal, Corbin, and Cespedes. So Espinal feeling good. This is his first hit of the 2015 campaign in the bigs. From the looks of things on his player page, he'd been toiling away in the minors for quite some time, so he probably feels good about that base hit. First pitch to Corbin's going to be taken for a strike. Full count offering. Strike 3. Terpstra now with 3 on the day to go along with his 2 walks. And he gets a ground ball to Fielder, who gets it down to second for the first out. The ball comes back to first, but not in time. So Yoenis Cespedes will take a lead off first for AJ Pollock. And Terpstra is able to ring up Pollock and end the inning. Be Shumaki, Terpstra, and Castro. 84 pitches through 5 innings here for Terpstra. He has the 2 walks and the dinger. Does have the 4 strikeouts. Paul Goldschmidt is 0 for 2. Adam Eaton he's got a walk. Freese has a walk. We say 80, 84? I think I can probably send him out for the 6th. Although it is a 1-1 game. We have so many arms. We're not going to send him out for the 6th. We're going to try to hit for him here. We've got that day off tomorrow. We've got lots of high leverage guys, nice and rested. This is a close game. So yeah, let's opt for the offense, and let's let one of our everyday guys take a shot. JD's got a home run yesterday. Can he do it again? So JD is going to be the second out of the inning, unfortunately not able to cash in on his pitch hitting opportunity. Castro will get a chance. He puts pretty good wood on that baseball, and he hits it into the left field stands. Let's go. Starlin Castro, a line drive home run. Hits it 351 feet into the stands, and that's a 2-1 ball game for the Mets. Trout also sends one out to left field, but this one's very playable. And is taken down there. So Brad Peacock's going to come in for us. And he will face Goldschmidt, Eaton, and Freese. We got that 2-1 lead, so it's a 1-2 coming home. Goldie hits a fly ball out to left. Dickerson is there. Brad Peacock is sporting a 5-4 record, so he had 77 innings coming into this one with 75 strikeouts and 33 walks. Is a guy we often can get an inning, 1 to 2 innings in an outing, anywhere between 1 and 2. And a diving effort by Dexter Fowler, deep in the right field corner, will end the 6th inning there, and Peacock puts up a 0. Dickerson, Fielder, and Fowler. Peacock's spot's not coming up for a bit. We've got the day off tomorrow. I'm actually just going to ride him through to the next inning, but I will get my boy Tom Wilhelmsen up when we get to 2 outs in this inning. 3-0. Dickerson trots down to first with a 4-pitch walk. Here is Prince Fielder. Wild pitch goes to the backstop. Dickerson moves up. Fielder to hit. 2-2. Gets a hold of that one, and that's gonna go. So if anyone is due, it is Prince Fielder. He hits his 21st of the year. That's his first home run since back on the 26th of August. So he had a little drought going there, and it was the 19th before that. And then a long drought, like he had one on the 16th and a long drought back all the way to the 29th of July. So the home runs have been coming sparingly from Prince, where we picked him up early in the year, sort of hoping to take advantage of the fact that he's got the nice eye. So he's going to be working the walks and hitting some bombs. Well, we've got him now hitting 15 for us for a total of 21 on the year. But that's a huge one as we look to try to sweep the Phillies here. And that home run there is a big step towards doing that here in the third game. Fowler is going to keep things going. So whatever lessons were learned from the series at Citizens Bank Park by the team, those lessons have been internalized by the hitters. Davidson to hit with a runner in scoring position. He will strike out. So now it's going to be Shumaki. As I said, I mean, Brad Peacock's just going to come out here for the 7th. I'm going to start getting Wilhelmsen up to throw just in case we need him as Peacock starts that inning. We're just going to run him. I don't even care what the situation is because Peacock's just going to swing and he's probably going to be an out. So now Peacock is going to come up with a 4-run cushion, and he will likely go up to the mound with that same 4-run cushion he does as he does go down on strikes. Peacock will face Santana, Kong, and Espinal, and it's the 1-2 to Santana to start it off, handled by Fielder, who's been having a day at the plate, and there's one gone. Young Ho Kong is going to serve that one out to right field for the second out of the 7th inning. And then Brad Peacock will face Jason Kipnis. Kipnis will swing first pitch. That's the 3rd out at the inning. Paco Rodriguez coming in here. Looks like he's been a fairly reliable guy for them. We can get Wilhelmsen to sit down. Got that 4-run lead. I think we will bring him in for the 8th inning anyway, but for now, the top of the order will face Paco Rodriguez, the lefty, sporting his 3.54 ERA. Castro will quickly be retired, and Trout will follow him by going down swinging. Here's Corey Dickerson with 2 outs. Dickerson gets a hold of that ball. It will be extra bases. All right, so Dickerson on second. Fielder, who's having a day. He's 2 for 3. He's got a home run and a double. The 2-2 from Paco. Fielder's got his 3rd hit of the day. This has a chance to score Dickerson, but it's very shallow, and AJ Pollock has a great arm, so we're just gonna keep Dickerson there. We'll make sure that Wilhelmsen is going to be warm for that 8th inning. Dexter Fowler's going to get a chance with 2 outs and a runner on 3rd, but a wild pitch will come home, and we will score the 6th run of the ball game. So let's go. Now Dexter Fowler has a chance still with the runner in scoring position as Fielder moves up to second. Fowler works a walk. It will be 1st and 2nd. Addison Russell comes in with his 0 for 3 on the day, the 2-0. Russell loops it into right field, but it will hang up there for Adam Eaton. So Tom Wilhelmsen will come in. Brad Peacock does an admirable job getting through 2 innings of work. It's going to be Hanley Ramirez pinch hitting for the pitcher spot, and then Cespedes and Pollock are going to round out the inning for Tom Wilhelmsen. Hanley goes down swinging, the 2-2 to Michael Conforto. Hit on the ground to the 3rd baseman, Matt Davidson. He fires it over for the out. And the 1-1 to AJ Pollock. Pollock's going to bash it into the left center field gap. It's going to be at least 2. He goes sliding into second base with a double. So Pollock stands on second. Goldschmidt will be the hitter. There are 2 gone. And Wilhelmsen comes home with a 1-1. Goldschmidt's going to serve that one into right field. It's not going to score the run, but it will induce some activity in the New York Mets bullpen. Going to get Glenn Perkins up just in case, because this could get... well, the score could get pretty annoying here if Adam Eaton's able to hit it out of the ballpark. So let's see what happens. 1-1. Eaton sends it back up the middle. That's going to score at least a run. It's going to be 6-2, so it's only a 4-run ball game now. We're almost in save situation territory, as David Freese is going to hit with 2 on. David Freese hits a fly ball to left field, but it will be caught by Corey Dickerson. So the 8th inning is in the books. The Phillies tack on a run. It's now 6-2 Mets. The bottom of the order will hit for the Mets. I think it will be Glenn Perkins to try to close this game out in the 9th inning. It won't be a save situation unless he turns it into one. Yeah, we're not going to be hitting. We're not going to be having Wilhelmsen swing. As Davidson leads off the bottom of the 8th inning, he gets a good swing on the baseball. That ball's going to sail into the first row in left field. So Matt Davidson, getting a start in place of Josh Donaldson, is able to bash a home run and make this a 7-2 ball game. Shumaki will go down. So I think I'm going to let one of the new guys have an AB. Let's let Keon Broxton. This should be his first plate appearance in the big leagues, as he was a draft pick last winter. So Keon Broxton getting his first major league plate appearance, and it will be a strikeout. Starlin Castro going to come up here with 2 outs. Castro with a home run in the game does hit it over to the shortstop Kong, who ends the inning with the toss over to first. Perkins to see Carlos Santana, Young Ho Kong, and Jason Kipnis, the 2-1 to Santana. Castro is there for that ground ball. 1 away. Quickly 2 gone. Kipnis will be the last chance for the Phillies. And that's going to be on the ground to Starlin Castro. He plays it on to first. Ball game Mets. A sweep of the Philadelphia Phillies. They come into our stadium and they're not able to take any of the games. Prince Fielder with the 3-for-4 effort. So we saw the snowflake by his name going into this game. He was cold. He wasn't performing in recent games, but he has a big one here today with that 3-for-4 effort and the home run and the double. Huge day for Prince Fielder. He says he was just looking for a pitch that he could hit well, and he did so. We managed 10 hits on the day, so we had Prince's great day, along with Corey Dickerson having a 2-for-3 day and scoring 3 times. Love to see that. Also Dexter Fowler with the 1-for-2 effort and getting on base twice with 2 walks. So some really strong efforts there. Jared Terpstra, again, another reliable day on the mound, able to turn it over to the bullpen after 5 innings of 1-run ball on 4 hits. He allowed 2 walks, but was able to strike out 4, and his ERA sits at 3.48. Prince Fielder getting the player of the game honors after going 3-for-4, as we previously mentioned. But a huge win. So the Philadelphia Phillies will be swept by the Mets. We move to the 3rd of September. We are going to be sitting 7.5 games up on the Phillies now. And if we look at the league standings, we talked about 2 games ago how we had a big chance to move our magic number down to 22, and we did so. We're not the team closest to clinching in Major League Baseball, as that designation will go to the Boston Red Sox. They've got a magic number of 18. Ours is 22, though. And we've got some baseball that we should be racking up some wins in coming up next. Like, we've got the Marlins for 3 at Marlins Park. We've got the Nationals. We will see the Marlins again. The Marlins are in the basement of the NL East at 54-80. The Nationals are 7 games under 500. The Braves are 13 games under 500, who we also see. So it's really just us and the Phillies in the National League East. So the fact that we've got so many division games coming up, like 3, 6, 9, 10, 13 in a row against teams who are under 500, including a team who's super under 500. And then we see the Braves again after we face the Yankees. And the Yankees are 57 and 75. So our actual record, I don't see the we don't have the pennant chase details here yet. Which you start. Oh, do we have it somewhere? Oh, here it is. So here's the pennant chase. Perfect. So strength of schedule. So average winning percentage of remaining schedule is 462 for us. So we're playing a lot of teams that we should have a good chance to beat. The Phillies, well, the teams they're playing are under 500. However, they're facing the best team in baseball right now, and they will see Clayton Kershaw, who, as we talked about, had that complete game shutout versus us. We also saw Sergio Molina, who had a 7-inning effort in a win against us as well. So they're going to see some tough pitching right away here, and we are going to see the Miami Marlins, who, like Colby Lewis here, has no movement. I don't know where the home runs are. His rate is bad. Oh no, that's his walk rate. Yeah, so his home run rate's not great. You would expect it to be at least 2. If it was 3, that'd be shocking. But the movement's bad, so it doesn't have super stuff. So hopefully Colby Lewis can be handled. And it looks like he's actually been used out of the bullpen lately, as I notice his stats a little bit more here. Used out of the bullpen all season, from the looks of that. Yeah, so he has not made a start in the 2015 campaign for the Miami Marlins, and that's who we're going to see. We are on the off day now, so let's just move through the off day, take a look at our bullpen. So we have a fully rested bullpen, and we also have 10 arms in this bullpen, where we're used to having 8. We typically will carry 8 relievers, but we've got 10 because we are in the month of September, and we were able to expand the rosters. That let us bring in Boshers and Bueno, who, they're sort of down in the pecking order as far as things go, but they give us some flexibility. And that also does give us a fully rested hitting core going into this series as well. So this one, I mean, if we were looking at this when the Phillies series started, we would say that it should be a little bit easier. We did sweep the Phillies though, so I mean, it's baseball. This may be the worst team in the division, but they still have Major League Baseball players on the team, and they still have pitchers who can shove every once in a while. So you never know what's going to happen. So they won't have Lewis in the first game. Sorry, it will be Jeremy Hefner. Hefner is a 45 on a 20/80 scouting scale. Looks like he's got very good control. I feel like we've seen him in the past this season, but I don't recall off the top of my head what that looked like. Oh yeah, so we did see him on the 3rd of August. He was very good. He threw 7 innings without allowing a run and only just 2 hits and no walks. His last time out versus the Washington Nationals, he went 6, 3 runs on 6 hits, a home run, a walk, 5 strikeouts. So a serviceable outing, but not a dominant one, especially against a team like the Nationals. We are going to counter with Yame Garcia. Yame is somebody who we're going to be looking to sign to an extension potentially in the offseason. He's making just the $1 million. We signed him to a minor league deal coming into the season, and he's been very good. He's carrying in his 3.01 ERA over his 26 outings, and 143 and 2/3 innings into the game. He's been able to strike out 112 while issuing 47 walks. And he's got a 9-9 record, good for 3.1 wins above replacement. So very serviceable starting pitcher. As you can see, he kind of, in terms of wins above replacement perspective, he sits near the top where you would expect that to go to Scherzer and Greinke, who haven't been their old selves this year. But let's go into the game in Miami versus the Marlins here. They're not going to draw much of a crowd. They only get 18,521, even if the first place Mets are coming into town. They do have a pretty good hitting lineup. Like, there are definitely some hitters. You can see Xander Bogaerts, Mookie Betts, Nick Castellanos. Betts, one of the best, better hitters in the game. Castellanos with some pop in the bat. Bogaerts with very good hitting numbers, ratings as well. So, you know, and even this guy's got decent hitting numbers. So not a team you can sleep on, but they are well below 500. We do expect to be able to get some offense going in this one. I'm going to go with a pretty standard lineup. Prince had that huge game yesterday. Obviously going to keep him in there. The first 5 hitters, that it'll just be like normal. Addison Russell had that over. We're going to sit him today. We're going to let Rugi Odor play. Not going to be taking Castro out of the game. He had the home run yesterday. He's just too reliable of an everyday starting shortstop. We've talked a lot about how he's going into his walk here, but he's a guy we're not going to be replacing in the lineup right now. And Fowler will hit 7th, while Odor will hit in the 8 hole. Yeah, Fowler had that strong game yesterday. I will be working in the Leonis Martins and the Keon Broxtons of the world, the Felix Diaz of the world into the games. As we go, maybe more in games where we're not sort of battling and maybe we're looking to just sort of stay in a game or something like that. And as well, if we are fortunate enough to be able to clinch the division, which it looks like we're going to get an opportunity to do, once that happens, those guys will be playing more often. All right, so we're going to move into this one here. We will send Donaldson, Trout, and Gonzalez, Dickerson, Fielder, and Castro, Fowler, Odor, and then Yami Garcia will be the pitcher. And so we will face Jeremy Hefner. Josh Donaldson will be the first one to see him at Marlins Park. And yeah, we were hoping to have a nice series. So here we go. Josh Donaldson's going to see a 2-2 offering to get things going at the top of the first. Now, the pregame said that the roof was closed at Marlins Park. The graphic that we're seeing here seems to indicate something different. I don't know what to say. Donaldson's going to hit it on the ground, though. So that's the first out of the inning. And Mike Trout and Miguel Gonzalez will hit. Trout's going to serve that one out to center field. Gonzalez and Dickerson to be the next two. Gonzalez can get on. He can. He's going to walk. So Dickerson will follow him up as Miguel Gonzalez is able to work another walk. 363 OBP coming out of that catcher position. We're feeling good about that. Dickerson hits it into the waiting second baseman's hands, and that will be played on to first for the third out of the inning. So we go in order in the first. Or we don't go in order. We get one base runner. We strand Miguel Gonzalez. Xander Bogaerts going to lead things off for the Marlins. That's just going to be a ground ball out. Garcia will pitch to Christian Colon. Dropped by Rougned Odor. Maybe I should have played Addison Russell seeing that play. The 1-2 to Mookie Betts from Yami Garcia. Okay, so Rougned Odor is able to redeem himself right away by sprawling out and diving to catch that line shot off the bat of Mookie Betts. Nick Castellanos, though, he sees an 0-1 slider, and it must have been a hanger, as he just demolishes that pitch. Oh, sorry, it was a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. My apologies. The screen had the wrong pitch classification on, so I was fooled. One way or the other, we're able to get a ground ball out from the bat of Emilio Onofre to end the inning. So Fielder, Castro, and Fowler in the second as we go down 2-0 to the Marlins here early. Couple quick outs from Hefner. Fowler will hit 1-2. That one's going to be a roller at third base. So Garcia will see Kevin Pillar, Adam LaRoche, and Jason Gospel. It was Jason, yeah. One out there, strikeout recorded by Garcia. It'll be quickly 2 outs. Just need to check something quickly here. Sorry about that. All right, back to the action. So Gosnell hitting with 2 outs. 0-2 to Garcia, or from Garcia. He's going to get him there, so that'll be the inning. Garcia at this point, 30 pitches through his first 2 innings of work. Not issued a walk, but he has given up that 1 bomb. Odor, Garcia, and Donaldson, as we're certainly going to keep riding our starting pitcher here in the going into the 3rd inning next for him, and as we hit in the top half. Donaldson with 2 away. Donaldson gets a hold of that one. So we would love to see him get hot in this stretch run. He just had a home run. It was either the last game or 2 games ago, and he's got one here. That's his 18th of the year, so it's going to put us on the board and reduce the lead to 2-1. Mike Trout will hit. Swinging first pitch. It's going to be on the ground, though, to the shortstop. Colon plays it over to first, and that'll be the inning. So Garcia is going to see Hefner, Bogarts, and Christian Colon. Garcia takes care of business in the 3rd. Gonna move to the 4th for Gonzalez, Dickerson, and Fielder. Here's Miguel Gonzalez swinging 0-1. It's hit to the middle of the infield, but it will be played by the shortstop just on the second base side of the bag for the out. And Dickerson hits another roller. He's gonna get on base though. That one will be an infield single. But Dickerson stands on first for Fielder, who's recently been able to get some big hits. He's got a base hit here. It's first and second. Starlin Castro is going to stand in the 1-0. On the ground. That'll be a double play. So Garcia will face Betts, Castellanos, and Anafra. In the bottom of the 4th, trailing 2-1, 3-1. Betts in the air. Mike Trout under it for the out. The 1-1 to Nick Castellanos. An offer on first. Garcia, he's going to come home to Kevin Pillar with 2 outs. That's hit in the air to fairly deep center field, but Mike Trout will range over, make the catch. Fowler, Odor, and Garcia here in the top of the 5th. Garcia sitting on 57 pitches. Hasn't been issuing walks or anything. We're going to stick with him, I think, for now. He's going to see the bottom of the order in the next inning. Now Dexter Fowler will get on as he's hit by a pitch from Hefner. Odor swinging, 1-2. It's a ground ball to second. The lead runner is retired. Odor to first. Garcia going to try to get the bunt down. First pitch is taken low. Here's the 1-0 offering. Garcia gets it down. Odor over to second. And there are 2 gone in the inning. So Rugi Odor going to stand on second base. Josh Donaldson will be the hitter. 1-2. We're not going to run on the shallow ball and the great arm. Not when we've got Michael Nelson Trout coming up. Let's see what he can do. Oh. He unfortunately can't do anything. He will strike out with the man on third base. That's unfortunate, but Garcia will face the bottom of the order. Potentially we should have sent him. But I mean, best hitter in baseball coming up. I wanted to at least have that opportunity. Adam LaRoche, though, going to get a double to start things off. 2-1. Hit on the ground. Fielder can't handle it. Terrible. So, although LaRoche stays at second. That's surprising. Hafner doing all he can to try to bunt. He's going to bunt on the 0-2. He does get it down. The ball is tossed over to third and then sent to first. Double play is recorded. So the bunt does not do its job. Gosno will get to second, but 2 outs recorded on that bunt effort by Jeremy Hefner. And Xander Bogaerts is going to hit 3-2. Take ball 4 and trot down to first. Christian Colon. Played by Donaldson, but he tries to get the runner at second. He's not able to make a good throw, so the bases will be loaded for Mookie Betts. 2 outs on the inning. Yame Garcia has seen him twice. He's 0-2. The full count pitch to Betts. And Betts is not going to make a mistake there. He's going to hit it in the left center field gap. That's going to clear the bases. So you sweep the Phillies, who are in second, and you come into Miami, who are in the basement of the division. And they've got a 5-1 lead here. Garcia does get Castellanos to hit a fly ball over to Corey Dickerson to finally end the inning, but my goodness. So that's probably going to be it. 86 pitches on the day for Yame Garcia. He allows 5 runs, none of them earned. What a rough day. So none were earned, but he allows the 4 hits, the walk, and the home run. So his ERA does not take a hit, but a rough day for the team, at least, as it is 5-1. I think this will be a job for Rich Wells at this point to come in next inning. And Miguel Gonzalez, Corey Dickerson, and Prince Fielder are going to try to plug away. We need to sort of start to get some base runners and score a few runs here and there. Try to get back into this, but it's going to be difficult. Dickerson swings at strike 3. The ball is missed by the catcher, but tossed down to first to complete the out, and there are 2 away. Fielder hitting with 2 outs. He's going to ground that to first. That's going to be the 3rd out. So Garcia's done for the day. Rich Wells will see an offer of Pilar and LaRoche. Garcia ends up with 5 innings pitched, 5 runs, none earned on 4 hits, and the 3 strikeouts and 1 walk. Rich Wells comes in here with his 2.87 ERA, a fairly reliable reliever who can sometimes give you more than 1 inning, but he starts off walking an Afra. So Pilar's going to stand in. The 0-2 coming home. Will be a strikeout. So Wells has a nice clean inning, and Starlin Castro, Dexter Fowler, and Rougned Odor will hit. Maybe even just go to Bochers, just to give him a little work, unless we are able to actually do something in this inning. And just as I make that statement, Starlin Castro bashes one into the corner for a double. That's a start. I want to try to get back into this a little bit. So let's like Beltran swing the bat. That won't do anything for us. So he goes down on 3 pitches. Buddy Bosher is going to get a chance here. He's going to face Wylan Rosario. He'll be the pinch hitter, followed by Xander Bogaerts and Krishy Cologne here. Boshers has the first out in Rosario. Bogaerts will see a 2-2. Bogaerts hits it into the gap. That's at least 2 bases. So he's on second for Cologne. Full count. On the ground to Donaldson. He plays it on to first for the out. 2 away for Mookie Betts, who had that big bases clearing double back in the 5th inning. Donaldson with another ground ball handled and played over for an out, and he will lead off this inning. Mike Trout and Miguel Gonzalez following. Donaldson retired. Here's Trout with 1 away, 2-2. The Trout is retired. Here's Miguel Gonzalez, the 1-2, and he goes down swinging, so that's going to be the Mets half of the 8th inning. I think I'm going to let Boshers have another hitter or 2. But I just prefer not to use anybody I might want to use in the next game when we're not showing signs of coming back. He does record a strikeout there. This is probably going to be it for him. We'll bring Bueno in. There's 1 out. Castellanos on first. Kevin Pillar hitting. He's got a 1-0 count coming from Francisely Bueno. Pillar hits it out to center, and Trout will be there for the 2nd out of the inning. Adam LaRoche gonna bat. He does hit a 1-2 pitch to left field, though, for a base hit. Castellanos moving up. 2-2 to Gosnell. And that is probably going to score a run. Ball goes to center. Trout gets it in late. Another run scores. 6-1 Miami. As we said, baseball is baseball. We handled the 2nd place Phillies 3 games in a row. We steamrolled them and sweep them. And then the last place Marlins, they're giving us a hard time. I think Ryan Cook will pitch the end of this game if we actually have to bring him in. But I don't see us needing any more pitchers. We would love to see that. Couple quick outs. Starlin Castro gonna get the last chance here for the New York Mets. Down 6-1, Cam Berdosian on the mound, fires it home, gets Castro to chase, and that's the ball game. Jeremy Hefner had himself a day. 6 innings strong, gives up the 1 run on 4 hits, 5 strikeouts and a walk. That counters the Yame Garcia effort that we have already mentioned. That was only the 5 innings giving up 5 runs, however, none earned. 3 strikeouts and a walk and 4 hits. Hefner is going to get those player of the game honors. Donaldson does have a good day at the plate, going 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. But we only do muster 5 hits. You're going to have to do better than that. And Jeremy Hefner did shut us down today. So, props to him for being able to do that on this day. Going to finish the day. Take a look at the standings. The Phillies did drop that first game of the series to the Boston Red Sox, so that's good news for us. That will reduce our magic number to 21. We're not able to help it, but the Phillies do help our cause. Looks like Molina had a nice game versus them. They're going to face Clayton Kershaw, it looks like, in this next game. So hopefully Clayton can help us out and defeat the Phillies. Taking a look at that. So the standings magic number 21. See you there. The Phillies actually falling into the second wildcard position at this point. So they're not playing great baseball. I think what we're going to do for this stream is we're probably going to go to at least the end of this Miami Marlins series. We may play the 3 with Washington. We'll see how it goes as time goes on here. And we'll have to see how hungry I end up being. But Chris Archer is going to come out. So it looks like Colby Lewis is actually going to be the third game. We were anticipating seeing him earlier in the series as they're looking to start him out of the bullpen, but it will be Chris Archer. Chris Archer sitting at a 45 on a 2280 scouting grade. The 60 stuff, 50 movement, 50 control. Does have some pretty good stuff. The fastball and slider looking pretty good. Sinker looks like a nice offering. So Chris Archer, not the easiest pitcher we could ever face. He's carrying in a 3.8 ERA over his 149 and 1/3 innings. His rate stats are decent. He's striking out a fair amount of hitters. He could bring his walks down, and his home runs are okay-ish. This will be his 28th start that he's going to make today with his 9-12 record and his 1.6 wins above replacement. We're going to counter with our trade deadline acquisition Vance Van Valkenburg, who is a 55 on the 20-80 grade. He's been able to pitch to a his ERA, so it's 3.32 on the season at this point. So we've been happy with him for the most part, but he has had a couple of clunkers for us that has sort of bloated his ERA. And it's 5.6 for us, where it was 2.83 for the Cubs when we picked him up. So his 6 outings haven't been perfect for us, but he has kept the ball out of the ballpark for the most part. For much of this, in the ballpark, sorry, he hasn't been allowing home runs. So let's see how he does today. As we've been talking, we're in the month of September, so we're going to end up having a pretty rested bullpen. We only used the 2 guys that we brought up to bolster the 40-man when September came yesterday. So we've got a fully rested regular bullpen core to back up Van Valkenburg, and all of the hitters are ready to go today as well. We are a far way from an off day. That's something to mention. We just played that game, so 12 games to go until we get an off day on the 17th of September. So we will have to manage the bullpen pretty well in these games over this stretch, which a lot of is on the road, right? We just started a pretty long road trip, 10 games on the road, and then when we finish that, it'll be the Marlins for 3 games back at Citi Field. So some tough management from a bullpen perspective, but luckily we've got those extra spots due to the 40-man rosters for September. So we're going to move into this one at Marlins Park. Miami's going to draw a better crowd here. Actually, let me just look at where we are. So it's the Saturday game. So that was a Friday game where they had the 18,000. They're going to draw a better crowd. Well, we'll see if... So they just lost 3,000 fans. So I'm sorry, Miami Marlins. It was at 22,000, and then I canceled just to see what day we were on. I thought it was Saturday. So we erased 3,000 fans from their their ballpark, and they will draw 19,054 people out to see the team. The lineup versus Chris Archer, we're going to go with pretty much what we did yesterday for the first 5. I'm going to let Addy have a day back at second. He did show a little bit in the first game. We're going to put him in the 8 hole. That's a pretty important spot in the lineup. And how did Dexter Fowler do yesterday? So he did have the offer. I think I'm actually going to give Carlos Beltran the day in right field. We'll let him hit 5th just to break up the left-right situation there. And then Castro can be the 7 hitter, and Addison Russell will be in the 8 hole facing Chris Archer. So it's Donaldson, Trout, Gonzalez, Dickerson, Beltran, Fielder, Castro, Russell, and then Vance Van Valkenburg will be our lineup today. Josh Donaldson's going to get things started here against Chris Archer. It'll be a 2-2 count coming home after we do the pan shot of the stadium at Marlins Park. Miami on a 5-game win streak. We're looking to end that here today. Donaldson's going to get it started off properly with a base hit. So he'll stand on first for Trout. The 2-2 comes home. Trout gets some good wood on that baseball. It's going to get tracked down, though. Mookie Betts takes a nice route to that ball. Brings it in for the first out of the game. Gonzalez will take a walk. It'll be Donaldson at second, Gonzalez at first for Corey Dickerson. Dickerson hits it to the shortstop, and it's not handled. That will end up being an infield single, and everybody is going to move up. Bases are loaded. Carlos Beltran will bat the 2-1. It's got a line drive, but it will be caught by Castellanos over at third base. The Prince Fielder will get a chance with the bases loaded. The 3-1 count. Prince Fielder is going to trot down to first. He's taking a walk. That scores a run. We got the first run on the board here, and it's 1-0 Mets. And here's Starlin Castro swinging first pitch. Popped up on the infield. That's going to end the threat. We do get a run, but we leave the bases loaded in the first. And Vance Van Valkenburg will start his day off facing Bogarts, Castellanos, and Betts. Xander Bogaerts grounds out to the shortstop. Van Valkenburg will come home, first pitch swinging. Castellanos is retired by Starlin Castro. And then the 2-2 to Mookie Betts. Betts unloads on that pitch. It's not coming back. 6 rows deep in left center field. He hit that one 418 feet. Mookie Betts is going to get his 21st home run of the year to tie the game. Emilio Anafra is a strikeout. That will end the inning, but not before Betts ties the game. We're tied at 1. Going to the second, here's Addison Russell. All right, so Russell continues to get on base. He's got himself a base hit to start things off, and Van Valkenburg's going to try to bunt him over to second. Nice bunt up the first base line, and he's able to do his job on the first pitch for Chris Archer. So Russell in scoring position for Donaldson, full count. Donaldson gives it a ride, center field. We're just going to keep Russell at second. We're not going to test the arm of Mookie Betts there. But Mike Trout's going to get another chance to score a runner in scoring position. He's going to get an infield single, moving Addison Russell to third. And it will be Corey Dickerson with a man on third. But he's not able to do anything with that, so he goes down looking. Vance Van Valkenburg will work to Kevin Pillar, Adam LaRoche, and Christian Colon. And the 2-2. One gone. Here's Adam LaRoche. That one's trouble. Gets into the gap. So LaRoche will be on second for Cologne, the 1-2. Hit on the ground. Castro's got it. He plays it on to first. And LaRoche will have to stay at second. Another 2-2 in the air. Caught by Dickerson, so that's the inning. The game remains tied 1-1, and Corey Dickerson will lead things off here in the top of the third. He's able to work a walk after seeing a full count. Carlos Beltran's up. Beltran and Fielder quickly go down on strikes, and here's Castro. Castro's going to hit it into the gap, but it will be caught. What a play out there by Kevin Pillar. And so that's the inning. Van Valkenburg's going to face Archer, Bogaerts, and Castellanos in the bottom half of the third inning. Chris Archer lost it out to right field. Beltran's there. Bogaerts gets a hold of it, puts it in the left field corner. He's going to get himself a double. Bogaerts standing in scoring position for Castellanos. Van Valkenburg needs to bear down here. Gets a ground ball to Russell, but Bogaerts will move to third, the 0-1. However, Carlos Beltran will range over and then pull in that fly ball off of the bat of Mookie Betts to end the inning. So Addison Russell, Vance Van Valkenburg, and Josh Donaldson hit in the fourth. There's one away. Addison Russell flies out. Vance Van Valkenburg will swing the bat. Love to see the pitchers work the full count. Work that pitch count up a little bit. That outcome we see is what we expect to see. But when he's doing it on a full count, it's much preferable to doing it on the 0-2 or 1-2 or something like that. Donaldson just flies out to end the inning. An offer of Pillar and Adam LaRoche here up against Vance Van Valkenburg, who has thrown 36 pitches through his first 3 frames and just really allowed that one home run. 2-0. In the air, but shallow. Trout won't be able to get to it. Will be a base hit. Pillar will bat with an offer on first. Pillar just watches strike 3 go by for the first out. So Adam LaRoche is able to single and move the runner all the way over to third base. Cologne's going to have a chance with an offer on third. Adam LaRoche at first, and only one out. Van Valkenburg rises to the occasion, gets him looking on a full count offering. Follows that up by getting Jason Gosnell to hit it to the third baseman Donaldson. Donaldson butchers that baseball, not able to field it cleanly. And so that's going to score a run, so it is 2-1 for the Miami Marlins. Archer's able to hit a base hit into right field. But Carlos Beltran fires at home and is able to get the runner at home, so they do not score another run. That's the third out of the inning. So we do luck out there with the huge throw by Carlos Beltran. The Trout's going to hit here. Swinging at the 3-1 pitch. Grounding out to third. The Miami Marlins are leading 2-1. Miguel Gonzalez hitting here in the top of the fifth. The 2-2, he swings right through it. It's the second out of the inning. Corey Dickerson's going to come up. And Dickerson hits it into the shift for the third out of the inning, so nothing able to be accomplished there for the Mets. Van Valkenburg on 66 pitches is going to see the top part of the order for the third time today. Xander Bogaerts, Nick Castellanos, and Mookie Betts, the 0-1. In the air, Mike Trout ranges back. He's able to catch that baseball. So he's quickly got 2. And he gets Mookie Betts to hit that ball on the ground to fielder for the third out of the inning. Nice clean inning by Vance Van Valkenburg. Beltran, Prince Fielder, and Starlin Castro are going to try to get us back into this game, or at least try to tie the game. I guess we're in the game. But we want to be tied or leading when we're playing a team who's in the basement of the division. Beltran does ground out, though, and here's Prince Fielder, who will stand in. Hits the ball on the ground. It's just going to be an out. 2 away. Here's Starling Castro. Castro puts good wood on the ball, but not able to do anything with it, as it will hang up there for their right fielder, Emilio Onofre, who does hit here to start the 6th inning. So Van Valkenburg on 78 pitches. He's not issuing walks. He's given up 6 hits. The bottom, well, it's not the bottom of their order actually, but gonna see here. I'm actually gonna get a little bit of activity. Peacock can start to throw a baseball around. We're in a very close game. Van Valkenburg's going to give up a hit. That's going deep into the corner, at least 2 bases. So he will stand on second base. Van Valkenburg's going to come home to Kevin Pillar, the 1-0. Pillar gets a hold of that pitch. You just never know what's going to happen in baseball. You handle the second place team. Here's the team in last. Having a time with our team so far. Van Valkenburg's going to work to LaRoche, as Peacock's not ready to go yet. I am going to bring him in here. One away. Wylan Rosario, the pinch hitter, 2-2. Man on first. Gonna hit that one in the air out to left field for the 3rd out of the inning. So Peacock does get us out of it. Yeah, it will be Rich Wells kind of coming in here to sort of handle their order, unless we're able to get something done. Calvin Herrera. He was one time, for a very short period, a New York Met. 7 games at the beginning of this save before we did trade him. Well, that's actually, was that the last deal that's been done with him? Oh no. So Addison Russell, and then the pitcher spot we're going to hit for, and then Josh Donaldson. Really need to get some offense going, though. We've only scored 1 run against Miami Marlins pitching, and now, well, this will be, it's been 15 innings. This is the 16th inning. Russell is able to work a walk there and trot down to first. Let's let Matt Davidson have a go at it. He's got a home run in recent days. Not able to do anything here. JD also goes down to Calvin Herrera. Trout going to get a shot to bring us within 1, but he's not going to do that. That's it. That's all for the 7th inning as far as we're concerned. We go to stretch time. We're going to bring in Ryan Cook. Cook's going to see the top of the order. Here's Xander Bogaerts. He goes down. Nick Castellanos, the 2-2. And Mookie Betts, the 1-0. Nice clean inning for Rich Wells. But it's not going to mean anything if we can't get anything going at the plate. That Rich Wells. That was Ryan Cook. Rich Wells will be who we go with for the next inning. And Miami Marlins pitching continues to cruise along, getting Miguel Gonzalez to fly out. Ross Detweiler will come in, carrying his 3.32 ERA over 40 2/3 innings. The 2-2 from Ross Detweiler. To Corey Dickerson, swinging a miss. Beltran getting a chance to hit with 2 outs in the 8th. He's going to pop that up on the infield, though. That should be the 3rd out of the inning, and it is. So Rich Wells will come in. He's going to face an offer, Pillar and LaRoche. Just trying to keep the game where it is for our potential last chance in the 9th. Rich Wells is going to have the count go full versus Emilio Onofre, and he will walk him, so Pilar getting a chance with the runner on. And Pilar hits it in the air with that home run last time that scares you a bit, but it won't be going out this time. Corey Dickerson with a marvelous play in left field to record the first out. 3-1 to LaRoche. It's going to be a walk. We'll move the runner up, and it'll be first and second for Christian Colon, the 1-2. On the ground, could it be 2? It cannot be 2. It's just going to be 1 out as Castro plays it to Russell for the out. 2-0. In the air, Mike Trout catches the ball, so the score will stay where it is. A little bit of traffic in the inning against Rich Wells, but the score will stay where it is. Not too much we can do in terms of getting the bullpen going. Not too much we will do in terms of pinch hitting. We're just going to let these 3 guys have a chance against Cam Bedrosian. He has 10 saves on the year. Probably is their closer. They're not. I'm guessing they don't get a ton of closing opportunities, but here's Fielder. He's going to have a 1-2 pitch coming home. Fielder gets a hold of it, hits it in the air, but it's going to hang up there. Dave Sappolt out in right field will pull it in for the first out of the 9th, and Starlin Castro will see a 2-2. He will go down swinging. So Addison Russell here. Going to be the last chance. We may drop the first 2 to the Miami Marlins. Not ideal. No, it's going to be an 0-2 to Russell. He will swing through it. Cam Bedrosian will get his 11th save of the year. And that will be that. So that's one in the book. So we're not able to reduce our magic number here against the lowly Marlins. They take us down 4-1. That's unfortunate. They've won 6 in a row, so they're playing good baseball. Their manager is mentioning how they're playing with a lot of confidence, and we are seeing that in the first couple of games, which is unfortunate, and we're not in love with, but what are you going to do? In the game, we only managed 4 hits. One of those versus all 4 of those versus Chris Archer, and then their bullpen came in and just locked us out. So just 4 hits, nobody with a standout performance at the plate today. Van Valkenburg, he had a good outing. If we were able to, we're not going to call it a good outing. He had a serviceable outing. He had an outing where if we were able to do something against their pitching, maybe we were going to be able to take him down. But he gives up 3 earned runs. 4 runs, 3 of them earned on 8 hits through 5 1/3 innings. He doesn't walk anybody. Strikes out 3, but he does allow the 2 long balls. So those long balls did come back to bite us, and that was the difference in the game. Emilio Onofre with his 2-for-3 day, scoring 2 runs and walking once. He also hits his 32nd home run off Van Valkenburg. His 32nd double. He did not homer in the game. That was Betts and Pilar. My apologies. So he does get the honors of player of the game. So that's going to take us to the Sunday game. This probably, I'm thinking, will be the final game of today's stream, at least for now. There is potential we will go live this evening, but for now we're just sort of thinking about ending on the end of this Miami Marlins series. I do need to get some lunch in me at that point, but so we're going to finish there. We are 6.5 games up on the Phillies, so that does tell us that they did manage a win against the Red Sox, and it was a big win. They beat them 10-0. So Robbie Cruz, who we did not see in that series, I thought maybe we would see, is able to beat Clayton Kershaw, and he throws a complete game shutty of his own. Yoenis Cespedes actually had a big game in that one, so we're glad we didn't see those sort of performances, as Cespedes was very slow against us after being very hot the previous series versus us. The Marlins, we will finally see Colby Lewis, so maybe this is where we're going to get that win we've been looking for throughout this Miami Marlins series. He has pitched in the bullpen throughout the entire year, as we took a look at the very beginning of this stream, so this will be his first start of the year. And after making 37 appearances in the bullpen, we're hoping that we can hit him pretty good. He's got a good fastball and a slider, but no real third offering that's going to keep our hitters off balance. I don't know whether this is going to be a situation where they're going for an opener and then they want to bring in their bullpen. If we look at their bullpen quickly, They've got a lot of guys pretty rested. We've got a Jake Arrieta in this bullpen, who they have had made some starts, but now they've moved to the bullpen. Kind of interesting. For us, we've got we've got basically everybody ready to go. Peacock's at 79. Bochers and Wells are probably not going to be used, as we've got all these options. We're going to be countering with Zach Greinke. So Greinke was the first start of this series back when we faced the Phillies. In the first game of that 3-game set, he went 7, striking out 11 along the way. He had a really nice outing and was able to allow no runs on 3 hits in that one. So we're looking for another big outing for Zach Greinke as he faces Colby Lewis. Obviously, from a starting pitching perspective, this one's going to tilt towards us, so we feel good about that. We're going to go into this Miami series, we're going to go into this finale at Miami Marlins Park. It'll be a 1:10 start on the Sunday. Now, this time they do draw the 22,854 to the ballpark, and we're going to send out a fairly similar lineup. Addison Russell was able to work that walk and get that hit yesterday. I actually want to keep running him out there today. What did Castro do? So Castro had the offer. I actually want to just give those two a day. The Rougned Odor, Addison Russell combo. In the middle of the infield. So I'm going to go with this as the lineup. So Donaldson, Trout, and Gonzalez, Corey Dickerson, Prince Fielder, Dexter Fowler in right field, and then Rougned Odor, Addison Russell, and Zach Greinke will round out the lineup. We're going to let what we potentially see as our double play combination for the 2016 season in Rougned Odor and Addison Russell to play second and short respectively today. And hopefully Greinke can induce some ground balls to them. Hopefully they can get the bats going and we can get a win versus Colby Lewis making his first start of the year. Colby Lewis is going to come home to Josh Donaldson, start things off. So Donaldson, Trout, Gonzalez, Dickerson, Fielder, Fowler, Odor, Russell, and Greinke. The Miami Marlins have countered with Xander Bogaerts, Nick Castellanos, Mookie Betts, Emilio Anafra, Kevin Pillar, Adam Baroche, Christian Colon, Jason Gosnell, and Colby Lewis. Colby Lewis is going to come home with a full count offering to start things off, which is Josh Donaldson. The Donaldson will go down swinging to begin the ballgame. Trout will work a full count of his own. He will be more successful and loop that one over the second base bag into the outfield for a base hit. Here's Miguel Gonzalez. They try to throw over to first to pick Trout off, but that ball will sail over towards the audience, and Trout will move up to second. 3-1. Hit in the air by Gonzalez, deep center. Will be caught. Trout thought about advancing, but he will remain at second base as Betts gets the ball in. Corey Dickerson going to bat with 2 outs and Trout in scoring position. Dickerson is able to hit that one in the right center gap. At least 2 bases. He will hold at second, scoring Trout. So 2 out RBIs. There's nothing like them. 2 out walks, 2 out RBIs. 2 of my favorite things. Fielder is going to put it in the right field corner. Corey Dickerson's going to come home. Fielder will go into second. And there is a second 2-out RBI here for the New York Mets. Fielder now in scoring position. Dexter Fowler, a 3-1 pitch coming home. Fowler is going to hit that into right field. That one's going to bounce in front of their right fielder. Fielder gets on his horse. He's home. And that is 3 2-out RBIs for the New York Mets here in the first inning, giving Zach Greinke a 3-1 lead. Here's Rougned Odor. Wild pitch. It's going to go to the backstop. Dexter Fowler moves into scoring position. Rougned Odor's got a chance. It's 3-0. And so Colby Lewis was able to record the first 2 outs here versus us, but the wheels are coming off quickly. We've now managed 4 hits, and we've got 3 runs. We've got 2 runners. Addison Russell bats, swinging first pitch. That's going to be a balk. Colby Lewis, he's shooken up out there. 3-1 to Russell. Russell swings in the air on a line, but it will be caught by the right fielder, so that's going to end the inning. But not before the Mets are able to score 3 times on 4 hits, and Zach Greinke will work to the top of the order. Here's Xander Bogaerts, the 2-1 coming home. The Excited Gamer 1, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're having a good day. Things are going well. Here comes Zach Greinke. So that one's going to get down into center field in front of Trout. Nick Castellanos is going to get on base versus Greinke. So Mookie Betts is going to get a chance at Castellanos standing on first. It's going to be a 1-0 from Zach Greinke. Going to be a fly ball tracked down by Trout for the second out of the inning. So Greinke is hoping to keep Castellanos at first. He's going to come home with a 1-2. And he will get him. That's a strikeout to end the first inning. So Greinke is able to get the 1 strikeout in that inning. He's going to lead off the first inning with a 3-0 lead. Puts good wood on the baseball. Hits it out to deep center field, but it will be tracked down by Mookie Betts. So that's the first out of the inning. Josh Donaldson and Mike Trout will follow him here. Donaldson keeping Betts busy in center field for the second out. Here's Mike Trout, the 2-2. Trout's going to get it into the gap. That's going to be at least 2 bases for Trout. He does slide into second, and he's able to get the double. So he moves himself into scoring position, and if we can do anything like we did in the first, we're gonna be feeling good. 3 2-out RBIs occurred in the first. Let's see what Miguel Gonzalez can do here. It's gonna be an 0-2 though coming home. So Colby Lewis does not have the meltdown that he had in the first inning, and is able to get Miguel Gonzalez to end the frame. Kevin Pillar, Adam LaRoche, and Christian Colon will hit here in the bottom half of the second inning. Zach Greinke's got an 0-2 count to Pillar. Gets him swinging with the cutter. Let's go. 2-2 to LaRoche. It's in the air. It's not going to hang up for Trout, and it will get down in front of him. Adam LaRoche will get on base. Greinke the 0-2 to Colon. Second strikeout of the inning. And the 0-1 to Jason Gosnell. That's going to be on the ground to Donaldson, who gets it over to Fielder for the third out of the inning. So the lead is maintained through 2 innings. It's 3-0 Mets. And Colby Lewis, who we weren't sure if he was going to be an opener or not, is going to stay out there for the third inning. This is his very first start of the entire season for the Miami Marlins, but they are deep in the basement in the NL East, so maybe they're just trying things out. Dickerson's going to get a chance to hit against him here in the third inning. And Dickerson's going to unload on that one. That one's going to fly deep to straightaway center for the fourth run of the game. Let's go, Dickerson. Dickerson's got his 32nd home run of the year, having a year, with his 938 OPS, 32 dingers, 5.7 wins above replacement. This man is only making the league minimum $500K per year. So he's going to get himself a big raise. It'll be his first year of arbitration next season. Prince Fielder continues the inning with a double. So Fielder will be in scoring position here for Dexter Fowler, as Colby Lewis is going to throw his 60th pitch of the game, already giving up 4 runs on 7 hits. First pitch swinging for Fowler, and Fowler is going to hit it in the air. Does it have enough? It will sail into the right field stands. So it is 6-0 for the New York Mets. So we are going to, from the looks of things, now we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves, but from the looks of things, it appears that we will be salvaging at least 1 game in this Miami series after sweeping the Philadelphia Phillies to start the stream today. So nice to see. We want to get that magic number down. Russell's going to swing here with Odor on first. He will be the first out of the inning. Greinke going to get a chance just to lay down a bunt. And he is successful in doing so. So Rougned Odor will be in scoring position for Josh Donaldson for 2 outs. The 3-1. That's a walk. Mike Trout's going to hit. 2 on, 2 out. Full count. On the ground to the shortstop will be played over to first, so that's going to end the inning. But not before another 3 spot is put up on the board by the Mets. So it is 6-0. Going to the bottom of the third, Matt Ramirez, Xander Bogaerts, and Nick Castellanos to face Zach Greinke. The 0-1. Rugi is there. 2-2 to Bogaerts. Zach Greinke has his 4th strikeout on the day, and here's Castellanos seeing it 2-2. They get 5 for Zach Greinke. Gonzalez, Dickerson, and fielder to face Matt Ramirez. He's going to work his 2nd inning of work here today. Gonzalez able to muscle a base hit back up the middle. He's on for Corey Dickerson. Dickerson muscles another one out. Deep center field. This time it's going to get tracked down by Mookie Betts. For the first out, so Prince Fielder will see the 1-1. It's coming home. He's going to pop that one up on the infield, though. Caught in foul territory by the 3rd baseman, Nick Castellanos. So they're 2 away. Dexter Fowler will hit. Miguel Gonzalez standing on first, the 0-2. Fowler gets it into right field. So Fowler having a day. He's 3 for 3. He's got the home run. Odor will swing at a 1-2 offering to end that threat, and Greinke is going to get a chance to face Betts, Sinatra, and Pilar here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Greinke's only tossed 38 pitches through his first 3 innings of work, so feeling pretty good here. He's got a 1-2 count to Mookie Betts. He's going to strike out his 6th of the game. Sinatra has a 3-1 offering coming. Takes it for ball 4. Stands on first, and Pilar will see a full count pitch, and he's going to go down. So Pilar strikes out. That's 7 strikeouts for Zach Greinke. Adam LaRoche stands in. The full count comes home in the air. Mike Trout ranges over, and he takes that one in for the 3rd out of the inning. So Greinke continues to cruise along. If there was any time we wanted Greinke and Scherzer to get hot, it is now in the stretch run. We need those guys to really be bringing it in the playoffs. We don't need what they were doing in June and July, where we were just getting 4 and 5 3-run efforts type things out of the guys. Those guys need to be our aces when we need the most, and that's here where we're trying to clinch the division and into the playoffs. Russell's going to get on there, so we're loving what Addison Russell's been able to do since we called him up at the beginning of September. He did have the 1 over, but he's taking some walks. He's getting on base. Swinging the bat well. Zach Greinke's going to try to get it down a bunt for him. Little swinging bunt there in front of home plate. Not successful this time. And the lead runner Addison Russell is retired. Donaldson will hit with Zach Greinke at first. Popped up on the infield. Castellanos is there for the 2nd out of the inning. Here's Mike Trout. Greinke will take his lead off first. Trout will have a ground ball to short, though, and that's going to end that. So nothing doing there in the 5th for the Mets. Greinke is going to go out there to face the bottom part of the order in the 5th inning. Cruising along, as we mentioned earlier. Gets Cologne. Here's Gosnell, 1-1. Quickly 2 away, and here's the pitcher. So, gives up a single to Matt Ramirez, the guy who has 2 games in the majors as a pitcher this season. Guy does not have any ability to hit, but that's neither here nor there. Gives up a hit to the pitcher. Here's the 1-2 coming home to Xander Bogaerts. The Bogaerts has a base hit, so now the Miami Marlins do have a bit of a threat cooking. Castellanos is 1 for 2. We're just going to get a little bit of of activity up here. I think Jordan Lyles is our man. I don't think Greinke's gonna get into too much more trouble. And well, that would have been accurate had Prince Fielder able to make, or sorry, if Greinke had been able to catch Prince Fielder's throw. Let's see what happens here. That one's gonna hang up in the air, so the Marlins won't be getting on the board. They leave the bases stranded. Greinke does get out of that spot. He's now on 77 pitches, just the 1 walk and the 4 hits. He's through 5. I think I actually might leave him in for 1 more inning. His spot's not likely to come up here. We've got a big cushion, and he's got a few more bullets left in that arm for today. Only 4 hits, so we're gonna stick with him. Here's Gonzalez. Take a walk. Dickerson will bat with Gonzalez on first. And Dickerson will get on with a base hit. So first and second for Prince Fielder, the 1-2. Fielder is beaned. Bases go loaded. Dexter Fowler having a day. Getting an infield single and an RBI there. So don't look now, but Dexter Fowler is a perfect 4 for 4 with a home run. Odor will watch a pitch go by, or swing through a pitch, sorry. 3-1 to Addison Russell. And Russell's going to get a walk and an RBI. He continues his discipline at the plate. Addison Russell now with 3 walks in his last 4 games and 4 hits in those same 4 games. Greinke going to just stay in it, and I'm just going to let him hit. He's one of the better hitting pitchers in the game. Let's see if he can cash something in. And just as I say that, this game has been broken wide open. Zack Greinke has hit a grand slam home run. You're going to have a hard time not giving him the player of the game when he has gone 5 already. 5 shutty and a grand slam. My hitters have decided that they were not happy with losing the first 2 games to the Miami Marlins and really put an exclamation point on this Sunday game, the 3rd of the series. We put up a 6 spot in the 6th and it's 12-0. Donaldson doubles. Here's Trout. Trout has had a habit of hitting the ball to the shortstop throughout this game, and he does so again there to record the 2nd out of the inning. Miguel Gonzalez is going to get a chance with Donaldson on 2nd, but he will strike out to end the inning. So that's that. Greinke is going to be coming in to face an off for Pilar on LaRoche. So Anafra is able to single. Here's Kevin Pilar, the 1-1. That may be a single, and it is. So they've got a couple of base runners in the inning. I am going to get a little bit of activity going out of the arm of Jordan Lyles here. But we do have a 12-run cushion, so we're not too concerned as of right now, as Greinke's able to induce a fly ball off the bat of Adam LaRoche there for the first out of the inning. Christian Colon will bat 2-1. That one's hit softly on the ground. So there's another infield hit there by the Miami Marlins. So they've been able to collect a couple of those in the inning. And this is going to be a walk from Zack Greinke. That's maybe going to be the all she wrote for Zack. 95 pitches. He gives up 1 run on 7 hits, the 7 strikeouts and 2 walks. Let's go take a walk out to visit him on the mound and bring in Jordan Lyles. Now, we do have to keep in mind that all those ducks out there, all 3 of those base runners belong to Zack Greinke, so Jordan Lyles has got to try to get out of this without cashing those in so that he can keep Zack Greinke's ERA where it is. And he's going to do so. He's going to get a line drive shot to Castro, who gets it over to second and doubles off the base runner. So that's a quick double play. And on 1 pitch, Jordan Lyles is able to get out of the inning and erase all of Zack Greinke's base runners. So an excellent job by Jordan Lyles. Greinke is going to owe him a steak dinner, I think, after that. Dickerson, Fielder, and Fowler will come in here to face Jake Arrieta, who's coming in here out of the bullpen. Looks like he made 24 starts for the team in 2015. only only a 4.48 ERA over 130 and 2/3 innings, and he's just like replacement level. That's a far cry from what Jake Arrieta was able to do in real life. Wasn't it 2015? I thought he won the Cy Young Award in 2015. Oh, these are batting stats. Real life. Yeah, so these. Can I see pitching stat? Oh, real life pitching. I'm sorry. I was like, what the heck am I looking at here? So yeah, so in 2015, he won the Cy Young. He had 8 wins above replacement and a minuscule 1.77 ERA. I will say, however, that Zach Greinke, in my opinion, did deserve the Cy Young that season. If we're looking at real-life pitching stats for 2015, his ERA was lower. Now, I guess his wins above replacement weren't better, but he was so dominant in the first, 3 quarters of that season. Arrieta had, a ridiculous second half, so, I mean, he was not hittable in the second half of that season. So, I mean, I can't blame the baseball writers for the decision they made in 2015. And I also will say that I watched every single one of Zach Greinke's starts on the Dodgers that season, so I've got that bias going. I wasn't really watching Chicago Cubs baseball, but I say that Zach Greinke should have got it. Either way, Corey Dickerson's going to hit. He's going to see a full count and swing through that pitch. So he's going down. Here comes Prince Fielder. Fielder got a hold of a ball, but it's not going to go. There are 2 down in the 7th. We will just stick with Jordan Lyles, I think, for the next frame here for us. As Dexter Fowler strikes out to end the inning. So Lyles will see Tony Hernandez, Nick Castellanos, and Mookie Betts. Hernandez, 1 for 15 as a pinch hitter, is going to see 4 straight balls, so he'll trot down to first base. Here's Jesus Granda, another pinch hitter. The Marlins starting to use their bench a little bit. They know that this is a losing effort, so they're giving some of their rookies some opportunities here in the 7th. It'll be Justin Sullivan getting a chance. Lyles throws a wild pitch on a 1-2 offering, and Tony Hernandez will move up to second. Here comes another 1-2. Plays it on to first, does Addison Russell for the out. Jordan Lyles, though, is going to be injured. Strained triceps, so it looks like he's going to miss the rest of the month and the first part of the playoffs. So that's a little bit of a hit for us. He is not like one of our high leverage relievers or one of the guys that we go to first. As you can see, we're bringing him in a game where we lead 12-0. But he is a guy who we like to go to in spots where maybe we need a couple innings and we want to try to keep it close. He's serviceable, He's been good. He hasn't given up a home run in his 45 innings of work at the big club. So that's pretty strong. He does walk guys, and he doesn't strike out a ton of guys, but either way, he's going to miss the rest of the season and part of the playoffs. So that is unfortunate to see. I'm going to bring in Ryan Cook at this point to try to get us through this the end of the 7th. And another pinch hitter will bat here for the Marlins. And he will come up hitting a single and move to second on a throw. Zach Munch picks himself up an RBI. So Ryan Cook is now gonna face Nick Clary, another pinch hitter. The Marlins are just letting their entire bench come up here. That guy will get a hit off Cook. So now, Cook's going to face a third hitter trying to get the third out of the inning, and a third term does end up being the charm for Ryan Cook. He gets out of it there, but not after allowing a couple of runs to score, so it's 12-3 for the New York Mets. Let Bueno have the bottom of the order for the 8th inning. Arrieta remains out there. He's 12 pitches deep into his outing, and he's going to face the bottom of our order. It'll be Odor, Russell, and then we're going to let somebody, maybe Leonis Martin is going to hit. as Rougned Odor hits it into the corner for a double. Odor is going to stand on second base, and Addison Russ is going to be the hitter. Be a ground ball to short that will be the first out of the inning, but will move Rudy over to third base. Ryan Cook will exit the game at this point, and Leonis Martin's going to get his first AB of the year for the big club after hitting 270, 303, 405 at AAA for a 708 OPS. 12 home runs and 23 steals. He's a very fast guy. We have had him at the big club in the past, and we're hoping maybe we can use him in like some pinch running situations here in September. Maybe give some guys a break in the outfield as he gets himself an infield hit here in the top half of the eighth. I'm actually going to run him because he's super fast, and I want to give him a chance to show off those legs. Gets a stolen base right away. Arrieta is not much of a guy for holding runners, so let him go right away. Not going to run him with Trout. Let Trout have a chance to hit. It's going to be a full count. I'm actually just going to let them both run just for fun. But Miguel Gonzalez is going to hit in the air, and that's going to end the eighth inning for the good guys. Oh wait, it does not. It is dropped. So Gonzalez getting another chance to swing the bat. Trout's going to get thrown out running, though, so that's that. Bottom half of the eighth, Francisco Bueno will face Christian Colon, Jason Gosnell, and then the pitcher spot, I'm sure they'll be hitting for Arrieta. The 2-2 is going to come in for Colon. Will be swung on and missed, so Bueno collects a strikeout. Here's Gosnell, the 3-2. Hit in the air and caught. Dickerson will be there for the second out. Daniel Park, another pinch hitter. So this lineup has changed completely since when we first started. 3-2 comes home. Bueno not able to get him. Park goes down to first with the walk, the 1-2. And Bueno gets the second strikeout of the inning. Mike Fortune strikes out, and that will be that. So Gonzalez, Dickerson, and Fielder. And we will have... I don't see any reason not to use Buddy Boshers here. Keep everybody nice and rested going into that Washington Nationals series that we will end up playing either this evening or tomorrow afternoon. We'll have to see how things go. Probably some longer streams over the weekend. We've been sticking around 2.5 to 3 hours during these weekday afternoon streams. Probably over the weekend, we'll do more like 3 to 4 series will be played on the Saturday and the Sunday as we move closer and closer to the playoffs. 2 quick outs, though, for us in the ninth, and Prince Fielder is going to be probably our last hitter of the day. He lines out. Christian Colon catches that on the second base side of the bag, and that's the third out of the ninth. So Granda, Sullivan, and Munch to face Buddy Boshers. Buddy Boshers comes in with an 8 ERA at the big club, but while he was at AAA, that same stat was 2.25, and he's had a 3 ERA over 52 games at the big team in 2014. So we really are hoping for some bounce back from Boshers. He's going to get a ground ball off the bat of Jesus Granda to start off the ninth inning, so nice work. 2-2 coming in. Chavez. Boshers is going to get his second strikeout, his 13th on the year, so 2 away quickly. And here's Zach Munch, the 0-2. Boshers gets him as well. That's going to end the ball game. So we are able to beat up on the Miami Marlins to the tune of 13-3. Lots of offense, both early on and then that 6th spot in the 6th inning really helped us out. Dexter Fowler, as we talked about throughout the game, he goes 4 for 5. He's got that home run and then the 3 singles to go along with that. And he's going to score 3 times, he's going to score 2 times while knocking in 4 runs. So a huge day from Dexter Fowler. And then also Zach Greinke with that massive grand slam where we left him in the 6th to really put the beating on these Miami Marlins. Just from a hitting perspective, we managed 17 runs, or 17 hits. That's obviously going to help out when you're going to score 13 runs. Trout has the day, 2 for 5 with a walk. Dickerson has a day, 3 for 6 with two RBIs and 3 runs scored. Fielder, 2 for 5, 3 runs and an RBI. The aforementioned Dexter Fowler has his 4 hits. And Zach Greinke goes 5 1/3, giving up the 1 run on 7 hits while striking out 7 and walking 2, tosses 95 pitches. Cook and Lyles touched up a little bit in the bullpen. Dexter Fowler going to get the player of the game honors. So I actually had predicted Zach Greinke with his grand slam and his excellent work on the mound, but Dexter Fowler will get it. We did have Jordan Lyles go down though. So that is a little bit of bad news for the club, losing one of our relievers that we do count on in certain spots. So that is going to be a little bit unfortunate. So if he's going to be out for 5 weeks, well, where's that going to put us? So we are sitting here now. Well, yeah, so we did finish the day. So we are on the 7th of September. So 1, 2, 3, the 28th, 4, 5. So that's going to put us into the second week of the playoffs, right? So like the wild card games will be played here. We are the National League. So the National League Division Series will be games 1 and 2 here, the off day, and then games 3. So game 4 of the Division Series. So he won't be available for the Division Series, which will end here on the 5th. And then the Championship Series would start on the 16th if we're able to advance. So Lyles would have the potential to come back for that series. That's all getting well ahead of ourselves. We have to first clinch the division. We sit 6.5 up on the Philadelphia Phillies still. So it looks like they kept pace with us. They were able to win. So they actually take 2 out of 3 from the Boston Red Sox, something we weren't able to do, as Brandon Compton has a nice outing for them. So we're 6.5 up on the Phillies. Our magic number is now 20. So any combination of Phillies losses and New York Mets wins that add up to 20 will get us a clinch of the National League Eastern Division. That's kind of where we're at. Looking at the pennant chase, we have 12 at home and 14 away, so 26 to play. But it is a pretty weak schedule, as we noted. The Phillies also have a weak schedule, and they have more games at home. So we just feel good that we have that big cushion. And the Phillies are sitting in that dogfight with the Rockies for the first spot in the wild card. The Dodgers and the Pirates sort of nipping at their heels a little bit there. That will be it for us for the stream here for this afternoon. Anyway, I'm going to have to get some food into me. Appreciate anybody who's been hanging out. Hope you've been enjoying the content. If you have been, please don't forget to follow the stream. It'll just let you know when we're going live. For now, that's probably this evening, or if not this evening, then tomorrow afternoon, somewhere around noon or 1 Eastern. We're going to try to stick to that schedule for the most part, doing the afternoon streams for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Most often completing 2 series, as has been the case the last couple of times. At this point, we are now, so we're 3-2 to start September, sitting 82 and 54 on the season, and as we mentioned, 6.5 games up on the Phillies. So again, thanks a lot for hanging out. Don't forget to follow, and I hope everybody has a wonderful afternoon. Take care.